Ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups for today's game. First for the visiting Somerset Patriots. Leading off, the shortstop, number 8, Alfredo Rodriguez. Batting second, center fielder, number 1, Justin Pacioli. Batting third, right fielder, number 38, Jimmy Paredes. Batting cleanup, third baseman, number 7, Will Kinger. Batting fifth is the DH, number 34, Michael Ullman. Batting sixth, first baseman, number 53, Edwin Espinal. In the seventh spot, second baseman, number 3, Mike Francoso. Batting eighth is the left fielder, number 2, Scott Kelly. Batting ninth is the catcher, number 20, Gabriel Bracamonte. And on the mound for Somerset, number 37, Rick Teasley. The Patriots are managed by number 29, Brett Jody. And fans, the starting lineup for your High Point Rockers. Leading off.
Good afternoon, folks, and welcome to BB&T Point. I'm Kevin McMahon, and I'm joined by Kendrick Fruits. We welcome you in on a Sunday as the High Point Rockers host the Somerset Patriots for their third and final game of this series. It's a hot one, and maybe a little bit of a rivalry heating up between these two teams. Due to the heat, today's game is going to be a 7-inning contest, so we'll keep an eye on that. Kendrick, how are you doing?
We're at the ballpark. I mean, people say that, you know, a good day of golf beats a bad day of golf beats a good day at work. Well, when you get to work at the ballpark, every day is a good day.
That's a great point. And this should be a great one. Seeing that the series is split, today's game is a big one. And it's early in the season and early in the second half when the record isn't a do or die like it was at the end of the first half, but still something that's very important.
It is, and it's a very intriguing pitching matchup is what I'm looking for today. A couple of names of guys who maybe have not been around their respective teams for that long, all things considered. So that's going to be interesting to watch. Another key thing to watch today for the Somerset Patriots, and we'll talk about it later, their key figure, their table setter at the top of the lineup, Ramon Flores, getting the day off. So that'll be something to see if the High Point Rockers can take advantage of that and maybe have a little bit of smoother sailing through the top of the Somerset lineup today.
Before we go any further, we're going to go to our interview that we were able to have earlier in the series with Vio Sergi Rosa. He talks a little bit about his all-star break and just his season in general and his second half, really. A guy I love talking to. He has a great perspective on life and just really smart and really fun. So here's Vio Sergi Rosa, and then when we come back, we'll continue to get you ready as we have High Point Rocker and Somerset Patriot baseball coming your way. But here's Vio Sergi Rosa. Rockers fans, Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits, and we're here with Vio Sergi Rosa. I was going to give your position, but they put you a little bit everywhere here for the Rockers. Maybe first base, a little DH, but that's what he does for the Rockers, and we're thrilled to have him with us here before the game to talk to him a little bit about everything that's going on. Let's start with the series you just had. You got to hitting a little bit in that series, had a big home run. So tell me a little bit about that series and getting back on the hitting track, and how does that home run feel now that you have a day or two to think about it and coming into another home series against Patriots?
Obviously, anytime you hit a home run, it's never a bad feeling. Actually amazing. Lancaster was the first time I played there. I've heard about it being somewhat of a conducive for lefties, and I loved playing there. I actually got some hits against them because I think the last time I played them here, I literally went for 16 when I faced them. But it was cool. I don't have anything bad to say. I'm excited to face the Patriots. We still have some unfinished business to go now.
I want to go back in time a little bit, then we'll focus on everything else that's going on right now. But on the 4th of July, you had the hit that would end up being the game-winning hit that drove in the run to win the game. To do that on 4th of July, Was that special? Was that a little something extra fun for you?
It was extremely special, especially that my girl came and she came through with her family with a lot of people. Actually, like I think they ordered like a table because there weren't enough tickets to give out, and you know it was great to at least give them a little show there. I think I was 0 for 2 at the time, and then I got a little 0 for 3 double, especially with 2 strikes. It was exciting, and everybody was in it. It was a full house, so you know that right there was an amazing feeling I'll never forget.
So this question's half fun, half serious. So first half, did you enjoy your All-Star break? Did you do anything fun? Second half, how do you get back into the swing of things and jumping right back into competitive baseball?
All-Star break, I'll answer that one first. It was, I mean, anytime you can get a break in any job, I think it's good, especially when it comes to baseball. Sometimes guys need a mental break. You know, the grind of it, like, you know, regardless of playing, but, you know, you're on the bus, you don't really get a set routine, but those 4 days of having a set routine was amazing. I got to work with five great kids over here. We ran some camps here, and they learned a lot, and we learned a lot from them. It was me and Tyler Heron, and we enjoyed that a lot. That was extremely fun. I mean, the last day was about the worst day just because how hot it was, but besides that, everything was great, and I enjoyed that. I enjoyed doing camps and you know, seeing their what's it called, their reactions to when they pick something up. It's just priceless. So yeah. And what was the other question now?
I just said, how hard is it to get back into the swing of things after taking a break and knowing you got to jump right back into a really competitive environment?
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you something. It was most of the guys kind of did the same thing I did. You know, we didn't do anything baseball-wise just because we're doing the same thing, and again, it's the grind of it. And you know, before, when I was younger and, you know, I didn't have as many professional at-bats, I used to always think, hey, I need to swing. And this time I took a different approach, and you know, I took those days off and then got back to swinging things that day. I think I went 2 for 2 the first game with a couple walks. So, you know, I've been swinging a little bit better since the last time. So, yeah, we all enjoy competing. It's just getting not really used to it because we've been doing it our whole life. So. We're just enjoying it.
I'm going to shift gears just a little bit for my last question. Playing the Patriots here, 3-game series, and obviously we still have something like 2 months to go until we get to postseason, but this is a team in the Patriots, it came down to the wire for that wild card spot or the chance to be in that wild card position at the end of the first half, and does it feel like picking up where you left off? You know, this is still 2 teams that are very much in contention to get a playoff spot in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. They have a really good team there. They have a really good hitting team, and they have really good pitching. I mean, what Q and what TL did just when we had that walk-off was just, I mean, just speaking just from a fan standpoint, because I was on deck seeing what was going on, it was amazing. And I know those guys kind of, as a player, you feel, we can't curse here, right? You feel like, I guess, bad about that situation because, you know, you want to compete, you think you have the game won, you have your closer in, and, you know, for 2 guys just to hit 2 homers back-to-back and to win the game. As a competitor, you want to come back the next day and you want to, you know, I guess, as I would say, kick them in the teeth. And they came back the next day, which was on that Sunday, and they swung it really well just for the start of the season. So, I mean, I know this is one of the teams that we were battling the whole time, like in the standings, like it was, at least for the second spot, we were just up and down. So I'm pretty sure they come in 100%. We're obviously going in there 100%. So yeah, I mean that's the best thing I can say. We look forward to playing teams like this because, you know, it makes us compete. And I know from this league, I feel like we have a very competitive league with the Ducks, the Patriots, and I mean, the Bees are part of it, correct? Mm-hmm. Even the Bees at times, man, like these guys.
You can't count them out.
Literally, exactly. So, not saying that the other guys have it so much easier, but these guys here, they set their teams up. They have a lot of experienced big leaguers, guys that were there just a year or 2 years ago, and, you know, still a long way.
Well, Vio, we always appreciate it. Every time you come in here, it's a good time. So thanks for jumping in and sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Appreciate your time.
High Point Rockers.
Thank you.
A huge thanks to Vio Sergi Rosa for joining us and getting us ready here for today's contest between the Somerset Patriots and the High Point Rockers. We are about to have the national anthem here at the ballpark, so we will take a step back for that. When we come back, it'll be about time for baseball, Kendrick Fruits.
It absolutely will.
So let's go down for the national anthem, and we'll be right back. High Point Rocker Baseball on the way, but here's the national anthem.
Performed today by Mary Lou Ravel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Rockers fans, let's hear it for Mary Lou Ravel. Fans, today's time and temperature is brought to you by Ames Heating and Air. The current temperature is 91 degrees and the current time is 1:59 p.m. Ames Heating and Air, comfort for every moment.
Good afternoon and welcome to BB&T Point. It is a hot one in High Point, North Carolina, and maybe a rivalry is heating up between the young High Point Rocker team and the experienced Somerset Patriots. I'm Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by Kendrick Fruits, and we thank you so much for joining us here at the ballpark as we present to you Atlantic League Baseball. We're excited that you're joining us here on My 48. We're excited to be here with you on YouTube Speaker and My 48. We are just about ready to have some baseball. Because of the heat, it's going to be 7 innings tonight. Or today, I should say. So this is Alfredo Rodriguez making his way to the box for the Somerset Patriots. We have Luke Irvine on the mound, and as we await the first pitch, I'll let Kendrick introduce him to you and give you his numbers. This is Alfredo Rodriguez at the plate. Luke Irvine on the mound for your Rockers. The first pitch in the point, a ball. Let's rock in High Point. Go ahead, Kendrick.
Luke Irvine, 2-2 on the year, 5.59 earned run average, 17th appearance. This is his 5th start, his 2nd appearance since joining the Rockers, as that one misses downstairs. But this will be his first start in the High Point uniform.
To 2-0 count as we're here in the top of the first. The 2-0 from Irvine. That one in there for a strike, 2-1.
And Kevin, something we talked about on the pregame show on YouTube and Spreaker is the fact that the number 1 leadoff man for the Somerset Patriots is not Ramon Flores today.
That one in there for a strike as well. 2-2 count. Irvine looking for that first out. Rodriguez trying to get on like Ramon Flores was able to do both last night and the night before. He's a great leadoff option. He has the day off today for the Patriots. The 2-2 to Rodriguez. Irvine tried to put one on the corner and get him there. Was unable to do so. It'll be a full count at 3-2.
Irvine, 18 strikeouts against 28 walks on the season, 38 innings, so control can be an issue at times for him.
Rodriguez hits this one into left field for a single as that one gets down, and Rodriguez reaches first base. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the rest of the lineup here for the Patriots. It's Justin Pacioli batting second, coming up right now. Jimmy Paredes batting third. Will Kinger batting fourth. Michael Ullman batting fifth. Edwin Espinal batting sixth. Batting seventh is Mike Francoso. Batting eighth is Scott Kelly. Batting ninth is Gabriel Bracamonte. So a runner on first here for the Patriots. The first pitch to Pacioli. That one was a strike as Pacioli was showing bunt.
Pacioli, a speedster, 271 hitter on the year, leads the team with 20 stolen bases, has only been caught stealing 3 times. So if he gets on, look for him to run whenever he gets the opportunity.
The pitch to Pacioli, that went in there for a strike as well. So I have it on my side quickly, 0-2 count.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and just remind all of you guys who are listening who may not be familiar with some of the rule changes here in the Atlantic League. You can now bunt one time with an 0-2 count and not be called out on strikes. So Pacioli technically has another chance here.
The 0-2, Pacioli trying to take advantage of it there, was showing bunt, and that one was outside of the zone. He was able to pull back, so that one a ball. 1-2 count.
And the way that the first 2 games have gone, Kevin, the first game on Friday going to extra innings, yesterday a 4-2 game that the Rockers could have tied in the 9th. Single runs are at a premium, so they might just be playing to get one here in the first inning.
Here's the 1-2 to Pacioli, that one outside as well. So a 2-2 count. Pacioli at the plate, Rodriguez at first. As Kendrick mentioned, there are new rules in the Atlantic League that have been very much the talk of the town, the talk of the baseball world, and we will keep you updated on those and talk about them as we go throughout the day today. Here's the 2-2 to Pacioli. That one just outside for a ball, 3-2.
You see Irvin kind of snap at the ball that he gets back from the Rocker catcher, Matt Jones. A little frustrated he didn't get the call there, I believe.
Full count, no outs, a runner on first for the Patriots. Pacioli at the plate. Runner on the move. A hit and run as this one is hit into center field. A diving catch by Miles Schroeder for the out, and it's going to be a double play as the throw to Schaefer. What a play by Miles Schroeder. The Patriots trying to hit and run. They were unable to get it to go there. A good idea by Somerset, but great defense by the Rockers, and quickly 2 outs. How about that one, Kendrick?
Yeah, Alfredo Rodriguez takes off with the pitch, and he's nowhere near being in position to get back after Schroeder makes a fantastic catch. That throw gets back miles ahead of Alfredo Rodriguez.
Nice. The replay there, as you saw Miles Schroeder diving into center field to grab that one. Now it's Jimmy Paredes at the plate. The first one in for a strike.
For what it's worth, I think the most dangerous hitter in the lineup in terms of power is Jimmy Paredes, a 267 hitter, 8 home runs in 22 great games for the ex-Houston Astro.
1-1 count, 2 outs. Earlier in this series, we saw Jimmy Paredes hit one off of the scoreboard. Last time he was in High Point, he hit one off the scoreboard as well. So he has big power. The 1-1, that one missing, a 2-1 count.
We have noticed, and statistics do play this out, that he's a lot more productive from the left side of the plate, so Rockers pitchers are going to have to be careful, especially with a righty on the mound in Irvine.
The 2-1, that one tipped back into the crowd, 2-2.
92 degrees here at first pitch at BB&T Point. We are under a heat advisory. You mentioned we're only playing 7 innings today, and it's going to warm up a little bit more to the mid-90s by the time we're finished today.
The 2-2 from Irvine. Paredes hits this one down the line, foul.
Will Kinger, one of the best hitters in the Atlantic League, waits on deck. In fact, he's 5th in the league in batting average right now at .340.
It doesn't get any easier as you go throughout this lineup.
Not.
Here's the 2-2 to Paredes. This one just outside. Irvine trying to Pick up that third out. You have a man on if you're the Patriots. You're feeling good. Then you get that quick 2 outs if you're the Rockers. And all of a sudden, the momentum swinging in High Point's favor. Here's the 3-2 to Paredes. Jimmy Paredes pops this one up into left field. 3 Rockers run to it. Quincy Lattimore is there to record the third out of the inning. So the Rockers face the minimum batters there, not necessarily in your typical fashion, but 3 batters nonetheless. We head to the bottom of the first inning. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rockers Baseball.
Get up and get loud if you want a t-shirt.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. We're getting ready for the bottom of the first inning here at the ballpark. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits with you. And as we said as we were going to break there, face the minimum batters the Rockers did, not in your typical fashion.
Yeah, but, especially when you have a guy like Jimmy Paredes who is coming up to hit there, you certainly want to face him with nobody on base as opposed to 1 or 2 guys on. So best case scenario there for the High Point Rockers is getting through the top of the lineup unscathed, and that's basically what happened there for Luke Irvin.
Let's go ahead and give you the lineup here for the Rockers. It's going to be Steven Cardullo leading off, Michael Russell batting second, Tyler Ladendorf, number 9, the shortstop, batting third. Batting fourth, it'll be Quincy Lattimore, number 22. Batting fifth, it'll be Miles Schroeder, number 11. Batting sixth, it'll be Richie Schaefer. Seventh, it'll be Sergi Rosa, he's the DH tonight. It'll be Breland Almadova batting eighth, and Matt Jones batting ninth. Tell us a little bit more about our pitcher.
Yeah, we'll introduce you to lefty Rick Teasley on the mound for the Somerset Patriots. 6'2", 210 pounds, 27-year-old from Port St. Lucie, Florida. This is 6th game, 6th start, 1-0 on the year, 3.33 earned run average, 22 Ks, 10 walks in 23 and a third inning. His last time out, picked up a no decision against York. 4 1/3 innings, gave up 4 runs in that one. Has pitched against High Point this year, 5 innings, 2 runs. That was back on May 14th.
Cardullo at the plate, the first pitch at the bottom of the first. This one tipped into the back of the net. Foul by Cardullo, an 0-1 count. Steven Cardullo, one of the 7 All-Stars selected from the High Point Rockers. There is a section of the ballpark that has their numbers permanently planted there for the rest of the season as a tip of the cap to honor them, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, 264 hitter, 12 home runs, 44 runs driven in so far.
The 0-1 swung at by Cardullo. That now an 0-2 count. As you go up and down this lineup, it's very hard to find a guy who is as consistent as Steven Cardullo. They can always count on him, the Rockers can. The 0-2, Cardullo swung on, hit into foul territory. This one goes into the crowd.
And one of the other interesting things about Cardullo is the fact that he's not necessarily your stereotypical leadoff man where he gets on base, he's really fast, he steals a bunch of bases. He's really productive. We mentioned the 44 RBIs, which is near the top of the team lead.
The 0-2 hit foul by Cardullo again, so 2 foul balls in a row there. He's just trying to stay alive.
Not saying he can't run. He does have speed, but because he's a little more productive than, say, a D. Gordon type on top of the lineup, he's a lot more like a Johnny Damon.
He has a ton of speed, though, out of the box. The 0-2 to Cardullo. He hits this one into right field, popped up. The Patriots actually lose it. That one gets down, and Cardullo's going to show off that speed. He's sliding into second. The throw from Paredes, not in time, but Cardullo actually slid all the way through the base and came off of the bag, so he was tagged out. He would have been safe at second.
Yeah, really tough play there on a couple of different aspects. First off, the second baseman there for the Patriots, Mike Francoso and Jimmy Paredes, neither one of them really saw that ball. And Cardullo heads up to go there to second, but really launched as he slid head first into the base and just went a little too far and couldn't hang on to the bag.
So that sets up the old routine 9-4.
Yeah.
Throw out at second base. Michael Russell up to the plate now. You don't see that every single day. That was a tough play, and Cardullo would have reached the Patriots, lost that one, and it got down, and the 1-0 to Russell. That went up for a ball. So, one out in the inning as the Rockers almost had a leadoff man on. Good idea by Cardullo to slip through the bag.
So what I'm curious to see, and I'm checking on the Gamecast online right now, is to see whether they give him a double and he was out, quote, trying to get to third because he got off there, or whether they're going to say that he didn't even get to the bag in the first place and they'll give him a single. It's a hit one way or the other. Just waiting to see the official scoring.
It's a 3-1 count here for Michael Russell at the plate. The 3-1, that one missing, ball 4. So Michael Russell will be aboard here now. This brings up Tyler Ladendorf, another all-star for the High Point Rockers.
Number 9, Tyler Ladendorf.
And while we have a moment, we'll do it throughout the game, but while we have a moment, we'll start talking about some of these new rules in the Atlantic League. The headliner is that you can steal first. We'll explain a little bit about what that means in just a moment as you see another one in motion here as the Teasley throws over to first. He had to come off the rubber to do so. That's also a new Atlantic League rule.
Yeah, which is really, it comes into play most lefties to first base and righties to third base.
One out. Here's the first pitch to Ladendorf. That went in there for a strike.
A little bit of housekeeping. They did give Cardullo a double there, so it's a double, and he's out 9-6 on the tag. Ladendorf, one of the other All-Stars, I believe you just mentioned, 272 hitter, 12 home runs, 40 runs batted, one of 4 Rockers with 40 or more RBIs already at the midway point of this season.
Ladendorf hits this one to Francoso. They turn 2 to the Patriots. And so the Patriots get out of the inning. We are still scoreless here, 0-0. We head to the second inning. We got more Atlantic League baseball coming your way. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
What's up, Rocker fans? I'm hanging out over here in the shade with Jackson, who's taken in his first Rockers game today, and he's going to try to answer our Wake Forest Baptist trivia question. Jackson, are you ready for your question? You got this. All right. In what part of your body would you find your coxa? Is it A, hip, B, knee joint, or C, ankle? Think about this one, okay?
A, hip.
Is that your final answer? He guessed the answer A, and that is correct. Your coxa can be found in your hip. Congratulations, and enjoy the rest of the game.
Wake Forest Baptist Health offers a full range of orthopedic and sports medicine care for all ages, and they're proud to be the official team doctors of your High Point Rockers. High Point has the best fans in baseball. The High Point Rockers, R.H. Behringer Distributing, and Budweiser thank all the fans who enjoy responsibly and have a safe ride plan. Always drink wiser and enjoy responsibly.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits with you here at the ballpark. The Somerset Patriots and the High Point Rockers are tied 0-0. We've seen one full inning of action, and we now head to the top of the second. By the way, if you're just joining us, because of the heat today, we're only going to play 7 innings here at the ballpark. So typically, an Atlantic League game, if this is your first Atlantic League baseball game, typically it's 9 innings like baseball is. Due to the heat today, we will only play 7 scheduled. So if there's extras, there's extras, which I know is the cardinal sin that I just said extras. I don't want to jinx this or anything, but if there is, we will play extra.
In terms of time, Atlantic League games are already fast, so this should be lightning fast.
Will Kenger steps up to the plate here for the Patriots. The first pitch of the second inning is a ball. This is Luke Irvine on the mound for the Rockers.
Kenger's a guy I was talking about last inning. He doesn't look like a big power hitter, but he's very productive.
That one goes down 2-0 count.
340 hitter, 8 home runs, 41 driven in.
The 2-0 from Irvine. That one just missing down low. So a 3-0 count, no outs in the inning. This is Will Kenger at the plate. He is the leadoff man.
In fact, the last time these two teams faced before the All-Star break, Kenger one of 5 guys to hit home runs in that game for the Patriots.
Will Kenger was waiting all the way there, and we have something pretty special going on down here in the Somerset Patriot dugout. They have those umbrella hats on. That's pretty hilarious. Here's the 3-1 to Kenger, and a big swing from him. That's a 3-2 count. This is a great look at it. You can see it in your screen there on the bottom. Those are members of the Patriots rocking the umbrella hats there, trying to stay cool here on this hot day. And here's the 3-2 to Kenger from Irvine. This one foul-tipped.
Well, Kevin, one thing that's probably nice out there, though, if you look out at the flags in left center field, they're blowing. So it certainly looks like there's at least some sort of breeze out there as well.
This is a great job by our camera crew here. You can see the pitch and you can see the umbrella hats. This is well done. Here's the 3-2 again. Kenger hits this one into center field. It gets down. One hop to Schroeder. A single here for Kenger.
And once again, the leadoff man aboard for the Somerset Patriots. Both have been hit pretty hard to center field. No chance for Cardullo to make that play.
Both singles to get each inning started. Michael Ullman steps up to the plate now with a man on in Kenger.
The former Texas Ranger showed some power the other night with a long home run to deep center field.
This one down in the turf. 1-0 count. If this is your first High Point Rocker game, this is an all-turf field, and we might have seen it, we don't know, but we might have seen it come into play in that last half inning when we saw Cardullo's ball get down on the turf. Sometimes it can play with you because it's so reflective. The sun, it's so shiny. A big swing from Ullman, 1-1. We've seen a few more balls, Kendrick, get lost sometimes, and I have to credit to the fact that you're looking up and it's bright, and you're looking down and it's bright. So that all can play tricks on you in the outfield.
I mentioned Ullman's home run. It's 400 to straightaway center, 336 down the line. That home run that he hit the other night had to be 420 at least.
A runner on first for the Patriots. Here's the 1-1 from Irvine. That one in there for a strike, 1-2. Kenger is the runner.
Yeah, we're not really sure what the Rockers have in Irvine yet. He looks like he's got a pretty sharp breaking ball, though. One of the first things I've noticed as we're, just over an inning and after seeing him pitch for the first time. A breaking ball looks good. Fastball looks like it's got some life on it.
The 1-2. That one inside a little bit and high, 2-2 count.
I think it might come down to something I mentioned just from reading off his stat lines. It looks like he's got good stuff. It might take him a little bit of time to hone in on that command, which seems to be his weakness.
The 2-2 to Ullman, a big swing, was unable to connect with it there. Strike 3, so Irvine, his first strikeout of the day. And before we go any further here as Espinal makes his way to the plate, let's meet who's in the field for the Rockers here, Kendrick.
Sure, we'll set him up left to right in the outfield. Quincy Lattimore in left, Miles Schroeder in center. Breland Almadova is in right, third to first around the infield. Michael Russell at third, the shortstop Tyler Ladendorf, Stephen Cardullo at second, and Richie Schaefer at first base, your battery of Matt Jones and Luke Irvine.
Ball hit straight up into the air, and the runner is over at second, so the catch, will he make it back in time? Schaefer caught it, and then on the transfer dropped it, but the out is confirmed here. Great job by our umpiring crew, and Benny Pigg back there behind the plate gave a great display back there of explaining what was going on, that it was out and lost on the transfer. You got to give a lot of credit to Will Kendra there, who was able to run all the way back, and because he was at second basically when the ball was cut. So we got all the way back to first and was able to touch the base.
Rockers close to picking up their second double play, and a ball hit in the air.
So this is Mike Francoso at the plate.
That's a guy we've not seen so far in this series. Francoso, just a .215 hitter, but 3 home runs, 21 RBIs. Don't let his stature fool you. He doesn't look that big in the box, but he's got a little power.
The 1-0, Francoso hits one hard into center field, but right to Miles Schroeder, who is there for out number 3. So 2 straight innings where we see the leadoff man get on, but Irvine and the Rockers are able to get out of it. The Rockers are going to get a chance to hit now in the bottom of the third. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Fans, the Cricket Wireless Row of Honor, located in Section 104, is in recognition of the servicemen and women who put on the uniform of our armed forces and stand ready to defend a grateful nation. Included in these seats is our POW MIAC, which will always remain unused in memory of those that have not come home. Thank you to Cricket Wireless for sponsoring the Rockers Row of Honor.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits here with you at the ballpark. It's the Patriots and the Rockers, the Somerset Patriots and the High Point Rockers. 2 Atlantic League baseball teams. Thank you so much for joining us, however you are, whether it's Spreaker, YouTube, or on My 48. This is Quincy Lattimore making his way to the plate. It is still 0-0, a scoreless game between these two. The first pitch to Quincy, that one inside for a ball, a 1-0 count.
One of the best all-around hitters for the High Point team. 293, 13 home runs, 45 driven in against the soft-tossing Rick Teasley.
A 2-0 count here. Lattimore, a big guy, but has great speed as well. So even if he gets on with a walk, he is dangerous on the base paths. Here's the 2-0 to Quincy Lattimore. This one hit right up to Teasley. I think it might have hit off his hand. A play is still made over to first by Francoso for the first out. Quincy Lattimore was hurrying down the baseline, but credit to the Patriots as they were able to get that first out.
Yeah, we mentioned Teasley not being a very hard thrower. He's a 5-pitch pitcher. His fastball maxes out at about 90 miles an hour. Has a slurve in the upper 70s, circle change about 80 miles an hour, and a slower cut fastball about 86 miles an hour. So the Rockers are going to have to stay back and stay patient. They're going to get a lot of soft stuff today from Teasley.
Up to bat right now, it's number 11, Miles Schroeder. The first pitch to him in there for a strike. Miles is going to be the guest this week on the hottest podcast in the Atlantic League, Off the Rockers.
Speaking of guests, we'll have our assistant GM Christian Heimel coming in next inning to talk to us.
Excited to talk to him, a guy who's very important, a guy who calls a lot of the shots around here. So it'll be exciting to talk to him and pick his brain a little bit. Here's the 1-1 to Schroeder. Miles Schroeder hits this one hard into right field. A great diving play by Paredes for out number 2. We've met a few Somerset Patriots in the field. Let's meet the rest, Kendrick.
Yeah, looking around third to first in the infield is Will Kinger at third, Alfredo Rodriguez at short, Second baseman Mike Francoso, Edwin Espinal at first base. Left to right in the outfield is Scott Kelly, Justin Pacioli in center. And we just met Jimmy Paredes in right, the battery of Gabriel Bracamonte and Rick Teasley.
This is Richie Schaefer at the plate. A big first swing from him, an 0-1 count.
And, you know, it's interesting. We talked about Paredes being kind of a big guy, and we've seen him usually at first base. He's showing some athleticism in the outfield going to get that ball.
The 0-1 to Schaefer, a big swing, 0-2. Yeah, that was a pretty impressive play by Paredes there, laying out for it.
Schaefer, the team lead, 14 home runs.
The 0-2 to Richie Schaefer, tips that back, staying alive.
I talked about the Rockers having to stay back and stay patient. They really need to get to him now because think about this. The bullpen for the Patriots is full of flamethrowers. You need to be able to – sometimes it's tough to adjust from slow to fast.
The 0-2 to Schaefer, a big swing, tip that, staying alive is Richie. As you mentioned, this is Rick Teasley on the mound here for the Patriots.
He has faced High Point before, but it was about 2 months ago, so we'll see what they retain from that May 14th matchup.
The 0-2 to Richie Schaefer. He hits this one high into center field, and it will be caught for out number 3 by Pacioli. So through 2 here at BB&T Point, and we're tied 0-0. Rockers come back out to the field. Patriots hitting. Top of the third coming your way. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
The High Point Rockers would like to wish a very rockin' happy birthday to Gavin. Happy birthday, Gavin. We hope you enjoy your day, and thank you for spending it with the High Point Rockers.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you at the ballpark in a scoreless game between the High Point Rockers and the Somerset Patriots. And we're joined now by the Assistant General Manager of the High Point Rockers, Christian Heimel's with us. Christian, thanks for coming in here with us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
So we'll call the game, but we'll ask Christian some questions. He's in the hot seat, so to speak, here. So
nothing too hard, I hope.
Yeah, we'll keep it light. We'll try to.
I might. My position may say that I'm smarter than I actually am. I was a baseball player at one point, so I'm not the smartest dude, not the smartest guy in the room.
This is Scott Kelly coming up to the plate here for the Somerset Patriots.
I don't know. There's just 3 of us in here. Your odds are pretty good.
The first pitch to Kelly, that one in there for a strike and a 1 count.
Hall of Fame odds, right? 333. Those are the options right now.
Scott Kelly is a name we have not said yet in this series. 230 hitter in just 36 games played so far this year. No home runs, 7 runs driven in.
Run in there with a strike again. 0-2 count quickly here.
Beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's hot, but at least the clouds are staying away. Should have no rain this afternoon.
The 0-2, that one just outside 1-2.
Yeah, I don't think many fans would be upset if there was a little bit of a rain delay today, but it's one of those days. This is part of what we knew was going to happen when building a ballpark and bringing his team here to High Point, North Carolina, is you know what the summer heats are going to be like down in this area.
The pitch outside.
Yeah, and they even talked, I heard management say something about fans were allowed to bring in a water for today just to stay hydrated because the temperatures were so warm.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that the fans that were coming to the game were able to have an enjoyable experience, and obviously we do have the ability to sell water at concession stands.
The 2-2 that went outside, full count.
But, at some point, fan safety and fan, keeping them more engaged and wanting them to have a good time outweighs a dollar and cents number.
The 3-2, this one hit over to first. Richie Shaver flips it over to Irvine for out number 1. So 1 out in the inning. And as you look around the stadium here, every fan that is here is in the shade. Nobody is down in the sun. Everyone trying to stay out of harm's way there.
Yeah, it's not surprising. And so for us, it was really kind of a no-brainer. We were going to allow water bottles for today's game because with it being a 2 o'clock start, there's more sun than any other of the weekend games that we have here. But the option came to us this morning from the league. League president Rick White emailed all of us and said, "Hey guys, those with the afternoon start times, if you'd like to, you have the league's permission to shorten your game to 7 innings for player and fan safety."
The first pitch to Gabriel Bracamonte up high 1-0.
And, a quick conversation with team president Ken Lehner, with Jamie Keefe, and with Frank Viola, it was a no-brainer. I mean, it is hot, obviously, out here.
The 1-0, that one in there for a strike, 1-1.
Feels like 98, UV index at 10, but that turf is just a big, giant rubber pit, which just makes it feel even hotter. And for these guys, on an 88-degree day, it's hot. And so a day like today is even worse. And we just wanted to make sure that not only them, but the fans were in the best scenario for their health today.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
2-1 count here for Bracamonte at the plate.
And it's good to see the fans here, but also they have another way to listen or watch today as well. We're usually on YouTube and Spreaker, but that pitch is fouled off. We have fans listening on or watching on My 48 today, too.
Yeah, this is a really fun day for us. This is a project that I've been working on with the folks over at Sinclair Communications, and I've got to give Allison Aldridge and Diane Beasley and Lori Bates and all the folks over there who we met with back in March to try to work this deal out, and we were finally able to get the finishing touches on it this past week and be able to bring High Point Rockers baseball to a bunch of fans in another different way, and we're really, really excited to do it, and honored that they would even think of us in our inaugural season to be able to let us showcase our talent of players, not only just for us, but for other teams in this league.
The full count, the payoff pitch hit foul, so we'll have to do it again.
And it's just a great chance for us to a little bit more exposure, but beautiful ballpark here. And, one of the things that we've really focused on this year in our first season is making sure that people in High Point and areas south of High Point know about us and want to come to us. We haven't really focused a lot on the Greensboro, Winston-Salem markets, and this is an opportunity for us to showcase this ballpark and the level of play that we have here to fans in those areas.
Irvine wins the battle here between himself and Bracamonte. The 3-2 pitch in there for strike 3.
Christian, you talked a little bit about the level of play, and this is something we talked about yesterday. Mm-hmm. Between these two teams, 15 combined players have major league experience on these two rosters. So just talk a little bit more about that level of play for people who maybe aren't very familiar with Rockers baseball and Atlantic League baseball.
That's the Atlantic League. I was a part of this league about 11 years ago. I briefly, for one summer, worked with the Long Island Ducks.
Alfredo Rodriguez, first pitch swinging. This one popped up. Miles Schroeder is there and caught it. That's still going to count, even though he dropped it for a second after the catch. For out number 3. And there's a good look at the Atlantic League. A fast inning there, the pace of play.
Most definitely. We'll have to continue the conversation
in full effect. We'll keep Christian around. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Rockers fans, it's time to hold up those babies, small children, best friends, or bottles of water. It's the Simba Can. Leading off for your High Point Rockers, the DH number 3.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits, and Christian Heimel, the assistant GM of the High Point Rockers, in here with us. This is Vio Sergi Rosa, who makes his way to the plate. Calls time before he gets started. Here in the bottom of the third, we're still scoreless here in High Point. The first pitch to Vio Sergi, outside for a ball, 1-0.
Certainly hope that yesterday is a good sign of things to come for Rosa. A pair of hits and 3 trips to the plate brought his average up to 251.
The 1-0, that one in there for a strike, 1-1.
He had a rough start to the second half, but looks to be turning things around here as he's returned home to BB&T Point. Christian, I want to go back to that what we were talking about right before the break.
The 1-1, that one misses just down low, 2-1 count.
Just talking about the quality of play and players here in the Atlantic League.
Yeah, 22 years of Atlantic League baseball, and you got to give a lot of credit to Frank Bolton and Jeff Klein and Buddy Harrelson and all the guys who were a part of the inaugural start to this season in 1998 and wanting to serve some of these communities that didn't have minor league baseball and still show them high caliber baseball as well.
The 2-2 foul back by Vio Sergi Rosa.
But you look at it and you see some of the names that have been in this league: Jose Canseco, Harold Baines, Tim Raines has been in this league before. Sparky Lyle is a manager in this league. Roger Clemens, Sidney Ponson, Willie Mopena, Kip Wells, and then you look even for the Somerset Patriots at times. You've got guys who have been in the major league level. The Long Island Ducks, Kirk Neuenhuis and Matt Dendecker. It seems like they always have former major leaguers on their team.
The 3-2 to Vio Sergi Rosa. A big swing and miss there. Good stuff by Teasley. First out of the inning here for the Patriots.
The Rockers picked up a former major leaguer. Michael Bowden pitched fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, and Michael's been great, and he's been a lot of fun to have. And to watch him be able to pitch here is really cool for us, and an opportunity for him to be just another major leaguer on this team. Tyler Ladendorf, Steven Cardullo, Paul Clemens, all those guys. Asher Tolliver's got a World Series ring. It's not often that you get to have this caliber of success in your very first season, but that's what the Atlantic League does. Is those former major leaguers, these high caliber players, they know that if they don't have a spot on a major league roster and they don't want to go back to AAA, they have an option here to still compete at a very high level in the Atlantic League, and we're happy to provide a home for them.
Well, and also can't forget Frank Viola, the pitching coach, of Cy
forget
Young Award winner, World Series MVP.
It's one of the weirdest things. When Frank gave us a call and expressed interest, it obviously was a no-brainer. We were so happy to get the deal done. It didn't take long to get Frank signed on here, but it's still one of those I have to pinch myself every day that I wake up and I walk into my office and there's Frank Viola ready to ask me questions, and ask me permission. I'm like, this guy has forgotten more about baseball than I'll ever know. And it's just really fun. But that shows you the caliber of talent in this league, that a guy like Frank Viola reaches out to us and not the other way around to be able to continue his coaching career. And we're so honored to have him here. And I can tell you right now that having him on our coaching staff has certainly brought a level of players that we may not have been able to have in our very first season. Nothing against any other potential pitching coaches, but when you have a chance to learn from a guy who's won a Cy Young and a World Series MVP, 20 wins on multiple teams, his 92 team with the Mets should have been so much better than it was. And, but just Bobby Ojeda was on that team, and you look at, Doc Gooden and a number of the other guys that they had. It was really, really impressive.
Was Strawberry still there?
I believe so, yeah. But these guys just have great talent. It's a lot of fun to see, and to be able to have them as a part of our coaching staff is really, really good for us.
Breland Almodovar was battling at the plate there, but the 2-2 didn't go his way as Teasley was able to get that one past him. I think 2 strikeouts, that is, for Teasley here in this inning.
This is weird. I'm usually on your side of it, Kevin, where you're hoping that the guest just shuts up and lets you call the game, but it's a little different to be on this side of it now.
Well, I'm trying to get through it because I have a really hard-hitting question for you, too. We got Matthew Jones stepping up to the plate here for the Rockers. The first pitch to him is 0-1. I'm hoping nobody first pitch swings. But the one thing that I've been really impressed with being a part with the Rockers this year is it's a brand new team. Here's the 0-1 to Jones. Nobody swing. Okay, that one in there first strike, 0-2. And there's a lot of tradition, it feels like. You had the All-Star numbers put up there, the High Sox on Sunday. There's already things we look forward to every week. What was so important about doing stuff like that?
Well, I think that's one of the important parts about a brand new team in a market like High Point. This is a city that is very much steeped in its tradition with the furniture market, and we want to pay homage to that, which is why You know, you look at some of the little nuances here, the vintage seat section, our high pint. There are certain areas in this ballpark that are sort of odes, if you will, to the history of this city. But then also the fact that there's things that are brand new that come here. You know, we have a batting cage in left field that fans and kids can go out and actually use during a game, which not many teams do that. You know, we don't have a suite area or a press box behind home plate. And I know we've had some issues with regards to sight lines, especially for our visiting broadcasters. But most ballparks you go to, fans can't watch a game from directly behind home plate on the concourse. And here you can, and we want to make sure that fans are able to do that. And we, you know, have that opportunity for these guys. So we're really excited to be able to blend old and new here with the High Point Rockers. And, you know, I really do. I have to give a lot of credit, to be 100% honest, to our team president, Ken Lehner. Ken has got decades of experience, you know, 20 plus years working in professional sports, was in Carolina when the Hurricanes first began. He was part of the Marlins as an expansion team. He's opened up 4 different baseball stadiums. So he knows what it takes to build tradition in a very early stage. And to his credit, he's been able to do that. And, of course, you look at all the support of our board of directors and chairman of the board, Coy Willard, the ability to allow us to do these things, too, in our very first year, to create that type of tradition, you know, and be able to create a new tradition for fans in the Piedmont Triad where, you know, we can watch fireworks on the field at 4th of July. You know, you can do all those things that you maybe never thought you could possibly do, but things that we're adding here, you know, to a new market in North Carolina.
As that one was hit foul by Matt Jones, and there was a moment, and you gave a great answer. I'm glad I asked that question. You gave a great answer. There was a moment that fans might have seen was a little bit different than usual when a ball in a regular count goes to the wall. A catcher usually isn't staring down at the batter when he runs to the backstop, and that's because of that new rule where you can go to first if you want. And we've been talking about it, Christian, Kendrick and I. It's such a switch that you have to flip out of your brain. It's a new habit you're going to have to form that we see guys not really going for it as much. Well,
yeah, I think that's the interesting part about it is the fact that you see exactly, you know, some of these guys are going to eventually end up taking control of it and doing everything the right way and wanting to work with the rules. And not sure the delay is here for. I think there's some issue with the scoreboard in terms of the count. But all I know is that, you know, these new rules that have come into play have injected a little bit of juice into the game of baseball. At least that's what Major League Baseball wants and is trying to do. And for us to have the ability to test these things out is really fun because it brings more eyes to our game more than anything else. We have a lot more people watching Atlantic League Baseball than normally would to see how these things happen. I mean, you know, it was really strange to watch the very first game. I was in York, Pennsylvania right after the All-Star game and actually at the All-Star game, and to see a computer call balls and strikes. And, you know, for all the naysayers, there are people who are very unhappy about it, but at the same time, when you actually see it happening and you see how accurate it is and an opportunity to really make the game correct, that is something that is kind of exciting to be a part of.
Speaking of exciting, just how about this High Point team in general? 3 walk-off wins in the last 8 home games.
And Jones is going to hit that one right over the head of Kendrick. And that's going to be at least a single. Jones is going for more. I thought stand up. He slides in to second for a double.
And Kevin, that's one of those plays. We talked about this the other night when Ladendorf had that 13-pitch at-bat. Long at-bats wear down a pitcher more mentally, I believe, than a hitter, because as a hitter, it's see the ball, hit the ball, protect with 2 strikes, and that's exactly what Jones does there. He waits out Teasley. Teasley makes a mistake, and Jones is able to capitalize on it.
You were talking about excitement, more excitement there, and help me out here. I think 2 strikeouts in the inning already.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So Teasley was kind of rolling. 2 strikeouts against 2 good hitters in Almodovar and Rosa. You pick up a big out there. But that's not what happened. Jones has a big at-bat, gets on second, and here comes Steven Cardullo, who we always talk about, really consistent and all-star for this team, so it doesn't get any easier for Teasley here. The first pitch to Cardullo, he hits this one right back to Teasley. He's going to run it all the way almost to first, the flip over to Espinal for out number 3, so the double does not hurt the Patriots. They get out of the inning. Christian, we thank you so much for joining us this inning. We really
pleasure,
enjoyed
guys.
it.
Excited to do this, and to be able to broadcast these games on television and hopefully do it 9 more times for the rest of the year at least, and see what happens. And happy to be able to show a new group of fans what High Point Rockers baseball is all about. Appreciate it, guys.
Fans, each game, one lucky fan will be picked for our gem of the game and win a gift card courtesy of Simon Jewelers. The lucky seat for today's gem of the game is section 107, row E, seat 7. That's section 107, row Echo, seat 7. And fans, today's game is Family Fun Day, presented by Bethany Medical, with a chance for kids 13 and under to run the bases after the game. Kids who are running the bases should be at section 116 by the end of the 6th inning. That's section 116 in right field by the end of the 6th inning. The High Point Rockers would like to give a special thank you to...
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits here at the ballpark with you. We are in a scoreless game, 0-0, as we are already in the top of the 4th inning. This is what Atlantic League Baseball is all about, Kendrick. Before we move on, I'll set you back up. We want to give a big thanks to Christian Heimel, the assistant general manager for the High Point Rockers, for stopping in and talking to us. He was kind of selling himself short a little bit. He has a ton of knowledge when it comes to this league, independent baseball, and baseball in general. So it was really fun to have him in here and get to talk to him.
Yeah, you mentioned we're in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the crazy thing. When we get to the middle of this inning, we're halfway through the game. Because remember, it's a 7-inning game. So starters only have to go 4 innings to earn a decision. It just feels like we're way early in this game, but we're at the halfway point almost.
Justin Pacioli steps into the box here. And it is a 1-0 count as the ball was pitched outside. So 1-0 counting for Pacioli. On the mound still is Irvine for the Rockers. Here's the 1-0. Now it is a 2-0 count. That one was a ball as well.
Pacioli flied out to center his first time up. 3 of the 4 Atlantic League games already in progress.
It's a 3-0 count here for Pacioli.
No score here. The Sugarland Skeeters lead the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 1-0 in their contest. And if you want offense, the York Revolution and the New Britain Bees are giving it to you.
I went in there for a strike, 3-1.
They just finished the 3rd inning. The Revolution coming off of a 5-run inning, and they have a 5-2 lead over the Bees.
The 3-1, Pacioli hits this one right up the middle. It's going to get through into center field. It rolls to Schroeder, a single for Pacioli to start off the top of the 4th inning.
Yeah, 3 of the 4 innings so far for Irvine have started with a base hit to center field. But so far, neither one of those base hits have ended up hurting the Rockers. Of course, you have to be a little concerned here with Jimmy Paredes stepping up to the box.
Here comes the dangerous Jimmy Paredes with a runner on in Pacioli. A great opportunity here for the Patriots with no outs. We're still scoreless. The pitch from Irvine, this one down near the feet of Paredes, a 1-0 count.
Kevin, one other thing to keep in mind, something we talked about a little while ago, with the pitcher now having to step off the rubber and the fact that Irvine's a righty, Pacioli leads the team in stolen bases. He very well could be going at some point in this at-bat.
The 1-0, a big swing from Paredes makes it a 1-1 count.
Oh, Paredes was looking to break the scoreless tie right there. That was a swing that would have sent the ball probably halfway to Greensboro.
Or all the way with no traffic.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess on Sunday afternoon it wouldn't be that bad.
A turnaround here, throw to first. He got him! What a play by Irvine. You rarely see that, especially with the new rule. The dugout loved that one. Some standing ovation going out in the bullpen, giving him some love. How impressive.
Justin Pacioli a little too greedy there, taking his lead. He thought, hey, there's no chance they're going to get me, and I think Irvine plays off of that a little bit, and an excellent decision there to throw over at the runner.
So Jimmy Paredes at the plate now, a 1-1 count, 1 out. The 1-1, that one near Paredes, he has to get out of the way.
he's still a dangerous hitter, and you still have to pitch him carefully, but doesn't it just feel a lot better facing with nobody on base?
You can take a deep breath, especially as a pitcher, when that's the case. The 2-1. This one hit on the ground. The throw over to first from Cardulo in time. So we go from no outs, and then 3 pitches later, we got 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Still scoreless. What a big play by Irvine. Paredes, one of the most dangerous hitters in the lineup, is now retired. Brings up another dangerous hitter in Will Kenger. But as you said, you can breathe a little bit easier now. But here comes manager Jamie Keefe. There is action down in the bullpen, and this appears to be the end of the day.
Yeah, first start for Lucas Irvin, and he did a fantastic job. They're going to go to the bullpen. I think it's Asher Tolliver, yeah. As Christian mentioned, World Series ring with Houston Astros.
So we got Asher Tolliver coming into the game here. And we got to give credit to Irvine. He comes out and do a nice applause here from BB&C Point as he comes into the dugout.
The fact that he was able to get the first 2 outs of this inning, I think this is a pitch count decision. We mentioned Irvine's not really. Say what?
Sorry, not to cut you off, but yesterday we had Bowden pitch, who they kind of did the same thing, pitch count wise, and in a 7-inning game, your pitch count and the way you manage it changes a little bit because it's an abbreviated game.
Yeah, especially considering how the fact that you don't have the 8th and 9th innings means that you're going to use less guys out of the bullpen, which means that a manager's more willing to go to the bullpen earlier on. And again, with this just being Irvine's first start with High Point, they got to stretch him out a little bit, and they're obviously not going to take chances with that. We still have 2 months of the season left, Kevin, and they're not going to risk it, even though he's throwing a brilliant ball game up to this point.
And if Tolliver can get you an out here with 2 outs to face Will Kenger, then you only got 3 more innings to go. So you can, he got you through pretty deep here, and we've seen Tolliver come in, and if he gets 1 out, he can possibly come out and give you 1 more inning, and then you only need help in 6 and 7. However, this could be a game that goes potentially longer. I mean, it's still early, but we've yet to have a score yet. So you're managing to hope this game goes 7, but it very well could go longer based on the fact that we have no score yet. Will Kenger comes up in the outfield, and the fielders kind of shift around. Everybody moved back there, respecting the power this man has. The first pitch to Kenger, that went in there for a strike from Tolliver.
We'll introduce you to Asher Tolliver here. 7-1, 1.97 ERA. This is his 26th game. 23 strikeouts, 10 walks, a 195 average. Those 7 wins, Kevin, second in the league.
The 0-1. This is a dumb question. Second in the league for relievers?
Yeah, no, anybody.
For anybody. So that's pretty impressive to be a reliever and have that many wins. Will Kenger at the plate. The 1-1 from Tolliver. This one hit foul into the crowd. Bounced out near that batting cage that Christian Heimel was talking about.
Yesterday was a bullpen game for the Rockers as well. 5 guys out of the bullpen. Dusty Isaacs, Bracamonte came in and pitched. Sam Runyon came in for a little bit. Hutchinson, Paul Clemens. So it'll be interesting to see who they feel like using today. I would assume Clark would probably be one that we might see.
The 1-2 to Kenger. He swings and misses. Tolliver comes in and gets the strikeout out of the bullpen. We head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Great relief for Tolliver. More High Point Rocker baseball coming your way.
And Rockers fans, it's time for the Crescent 4 Dizzy Bat Race. Check out on down to the first base line, throwing it down to you, Brittany.
Thanks, Shane. I'm down here at the first base line, and we have Michael and Henry going up against one another in today's Dizzy Bat Race. Guys, are you geared up and ready to go? Got the shades on and everything. Ready? On your mark, get set, spin. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys can spin faster than that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know, guys, that was close, but I think I'm going to have to go with Henry in the black shirt. I think he's today's winner. You get a gift card to our Rockers Wear store. Congratulations, guys.
Kids Rockers Youth Baseball Camps are a great way to learn the game of baseball straight from the pros. All kids ages 7 to 14 can join the Rockers Baseball Camps and practice and play on the same field as the Rockers. With instructions from players and coaches, summer baseball camps with the Rockers are a home run. Visit the sales tent located behind home plate for more information. Leading off for your High Point Rockers, third baseman, number 4.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. I'm Kevin McMahon, and I got Kendrick Fruits by my side here today with me, as always, Michael Russell at the plate here for the Rockers. The first pitch to him, he hits this one hard into right field. It looks like it's foul. Yes, it is.
Russell walked his first time, was eliminated on a double play. Kevin, even though the Somerset Patriots are 4-1 on the road during day games this year, the numbers just show how paramount it is for High Point to score first. The Patriots 4-8 when the opponent score first, 7-11 when they score 3 runs or less. So it's important for the Rockers to get on the board.
The 0-1 to Russell. This one bounces near the dugout and goes into out-of-play territory, and he's going to be given the base here.
Looking to see here what the explanation is. All the Patriots put their hands up, like, what's going on? And now looks like they're bringing Russell back now. I'm not really sure I understand.
I think I got it.
Okay.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Okay.
If he had made a movement out of the box because the play went out of play because of that new rule, he would have been given the base. He didn't. So Benny Pigg, I think, was thinking, oh, he's made the move, but he didn't. If he did, because the ball went out of play, he would have gone. I think. I'd like to buy a foul, but I'm not 100% sure.
That would make sense. Same thing if a ball goes out of play while a guy's running the bases.
Yeah. 1-1. This one fouled over into the dugout. I'm having to guess because we haven't seen it yet, but that's one of those new Atlantic League rules. But you saw all the fielders for the Patriots go, hey, wait a second, what's going on? And you saw Russell have a big smile on his face. The 1-2 to Russell, that one down low, 2-2. And as Christian said, it injects a lot of new drama into every pitch.
It injects a little confusion, too.
It was a little confusing. You got Tyler Ladendorf on deck here. No outs, the 2-2 to Russell. Michael Russell hits this one high. Will it be playable? Yes, it is for Rodriguez. Wasn't sure if he was going to have it there. He was looking for it. He was able to make the catch for out number 1.
So here's another interesting thought. It is no secret the High Point Rockers are their best late in the games. In fact, they hit 280 as a team in the 8th inning, which is where they do their most damage. But here's the problem, Kevin. We don't have an 8th inning today.
Exactly. That is interesting. Tyler Ladendorf up here at the plate, and that one down near his feet as he moves out of the way, a 1-0 count.
I mean, if we're subtracting 2, that makes the 6th inning the new 8th inning? I don't know.
The 1-0, Tyler Ladendorf, a big swing. That one fouled off. Ladendorf, we were talking about pros, a former Oakland Athletic. This guy was an all-star, much deserved, a great player. Very consistent, great defender. The 1-1, Ladendorf foul-tips this one off. When you're creating a new team, this is definitely a guy you like to build around, and that's kind of what the Rockers did. He was on the opening day roster, and he's been one of the consistent guys that they have been able to rely on all season long. The 1-2, Tyler Ladendorf hits this one way up high, popped up into center field, and it's Pacioli who is there for out number 2. Quincy Lattimore now comes up to the plate with nobody on, 2 outs in the inning. We're still scoreless here in the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, to finish that thought, not just for production necessarily, but the fact that you have major league guys with major league experience really helps a lot of these younger guys who maybe haven't made it there before from a mental standpoint and a preparation standpoint.
2 outs in the inning. The first pitch to Quincy Lattimore. That one in there for a strike. 0-1. This is still Rick Teasley on the mound, by the way, even though we had a change for the Rockers. No change here for the Patriots. The 0-1, Quincy Lattimore tips that one back into the crowd. Quickly 0-2.
You mentioned that Ladendorf and ex-Oakland A. Well, speaking of Oakland, they actually signed the Lancaster Barnstormers' Dan Gamache a couple of days ago. So congratulations to him. Heading back to affiliated ball.
The 0-2 to Lattimore, and that one bouncing off the pads of Bracamonte down in the turf. So a 1-2 count, 2 outs.
And actually the Somerset Patriots signed a guy with major league experience yesterday. Tyler Cloyd, the pitcher, the former Seattle Mariner and Philadelphia Phillies, now a Somerset Patriot.
The 1-2 to Quincy Lattimore. He kind of foul tip, check swing mixture there to stay alive. 1-2.
Still keeping up with the disco references there, I see.
We're just staying alive? Yeah, that's all I got for you. The 1-2 to Quincy Lattimore. He takes a huge swing at it, but Teasley able to get that one right past him for strike 3. We got a close one here at the ballpark. We have yet to see a run be scored. 0-0. Asher Tolliver makes his way back onto the mound for the Rockers. We'll be right back. We got more Atlantic League baseball coming your way. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Rockers fans, show us those pearly whites. It's our Smile Cam.
Welcome back, everybody, to BB&T Point. We are in the top of the 5th inning. I'm Kevin McMahon. I got Kendrick Fruits with me as well. We're still scoreless here between the High Point Rockers and the Somerset Patriots. This is Atlantic League Baseball, independent baseball, coming to you live from High Point, North Carolina. We thank you so much for joining us on My 48. If you are doing that, if this is your first Atlantic League baseball game you're seeing, your first High Point Rocker game you're seeing, we say hello and welcome. If this is one of many of the Rocker games you've watched, we say hello and welcome and thank you to you as well. Michael Ullman at the plate here for the Somerset Patriots. The first pitch from Tolliver, that one outside for a ball. When they were talking about the guy with a World Series ring, this is the guy they're talking about. Asher Tolliver, 1-1 with the Houston Astros, was on the team earlier in the year they won the World Series. Ullman hits this one into center field. Miles Schroeder is there with the catch for out number 1.
Interesting thought. I want to bring up something from the Somerset side of the pitching staff.
Yeah, this is strong.
The Somerset Patriots, I'm going blank on his name. When Rick Teasley walked Michael Russell in the first inning, that's the first walk, not just by a starting pitcher, but the entire pitching staff of the Somerset Patriots in this 3-game series.
They take really good care of the ball. They don't waste any pitches usually, and they keep most of their pitches in that strike zone. Espinal at the plate here. The first pitch from Tolliver. That one a ball, 1-0 count. 1 out in the inning. This is Edwin Espinal at the plate. The highest level he's ever reached is the AAA. And he is from the Dominican Republic.
279 hitter, 4 home runs, 32 RBIs, more doubles power than home run power.
That one in there for a strike to Espinal. A 1-1 count, 1 out.
He will occasionally leave the yard, though.
He's got power. Don't let those numbers fool you. A good first baseman as well, as we're seeing here today. The 1-1. Espinal hits this one hard down the line. It bounces just fair, and this is going to be 2 if he can get there. And he will make it to second base with a stand-up double. That one just bounced fair on the turf and stayed in play, bouncing off the bullpen wall. And it's a 1-out double here for Edwin Espinal.
Well, I don't know if he wasn't running right out of the box or what, but Quincy Lattimore made that throw very close at second base. The throw got there about a step behind Espinal.
So with 1 out, we got a double. We're here in the top of the 5th inning. Mike Francoso makes his way to the plate, and this is an opportunity here for the Patriots. And is this the first time they've had a man in scoring position all day?
It looks like it, yeah.
So this is their first time they've had a man at second base in scoring position. So they would love to take advantage of that here. They got the 7, 8, 9 hitters coming up after this. Then the lineup would flip. 1 out here. An 0-1 count for Francoso. The 0-1, quickly 0-2 after a swing.
We'll close the book on Luke Irvine. 3 2/3 innings pitched. Gave up 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. I would say all in all for Bowden yesterday and Irvine today, some very solid home debuts for both of them. I look forward to speaking with Jamie Keefe about both of them. I'm very impressed and want to see what he has to say.
The 0-2. Did he go? No, he did not. 1-2, 1 out. I like when the umpires wear the daytime blue shirts. I like those.
That's a very 1970s feel to me.
The 1-2 to Francoso. That one a ball as well. 2-2 count.
Yeah, when Tolliver gets ahead like that, he's just trying to see if he can get Francoso to bite on something. 2 sweeping curveballs there. Both of them are missing down and away, but that's really what Tolliver's trying to do, just trying to see if he can get the hitter to chase.
The 2-2, Francoso hits this one foul. Two, 1 out. Francoso at the plate. Tolliver on the mound. You got Espinal out there at second base. He's taking a big lead, and no one is even looking back at him here. The 2-2, that one just high there. 3-2 count. Full count, 1 out. We're scoreless with a runner on second base.
I'm a little surprised they're not bunting here with Francoso. We talk about runs being a premium here in a pitcher's duel. I'm almost surprised they're not trying to bunt him over here.
Are they worried that there could still be a play at third here with the bunt?
Well, I think with Espinal getting such a big lead, he could get a huge jump. And look how far away the third baseman Russell's playing from the bag.
That's a great point. And they're not playing up for the bunt.
Exactly.
They're playing back. The 3-2, he's swinging away, and this one gets through, and Espinal's going to be held at third. The throw home is there, and nobody goes. So runners on the corners. That was a big throw by Almadova. And Tolliver is going to have runners on the corners as that one got past Schaefer. Francoso on with a single. So runners on the corners here for the Patriots in a scoreless game. And here comes Scott Kelly.
Well, that's why we're not managers, because obviously having him swing away works, and they're going to bring the corners of the infield in to try to cut down Espinal at the plate. The middle infield's looking to turn that double play with Francoso at first and Kelly at the dish.
So 1 out. The first pitch to Kelly, this one fouled back. First strike 1, and a very stressful situation out there on the mound here for Asher Tolliver.
Nobody up in the bullpen for the Somerset Patriots. Teasley at just 59 pitches right now. It's not inconceivable the way he's throwing that he finishes this entire game.
The 0-1, that one just a bit high, 1-1 count.
So after Kelly, you have Bracamonte, the 9-hitter, the catcher, and you go back around to Rodriguez. Not trying to take anything away from Alfredo Rodriguez. He's a very professional hitter, but it just has a different feel knowing you're not coming back around to Ramon Flores at the top of the lineup.
The 1-1. This one hit over to Ladendorf. Can the Rockers turn 2? He's safe at first. Espinal will score.
That's going to be a fielder's choice, I think. He beat the throw, even though it did pull Schaefer off of the bag.
It was Ladendorf to Cardulo. They got the out at second. They almost got the out at first. But it was Kelly who was able to reach. Just barely. So you're going to go fielder's choice on that?
That's how I would score it. The ball and the throw get there about the same time. The throw pulls Schaefer off the bag, but I think he beats it.
It's a big run here in the top of the fifth in a seven-inning game. A 1-0 lead for the Patriots in a game where we've seen some pretty good stuff here from Teasley. In a 7-inning game, he could go the distance. Tolliver threw it over to first again. He's really working on Kelly over there. This is Bracamonte at the plate. He has yet to see a pitch.
They are going to go with the force out, so no error on the play on the throw.
That would have been a huge double play there to get out of the inning. But Espinal is able to come in and score. The first pitch to Bracamonte. He's swinging. Strike 1, 0-1 count.
And, I thought they had a chance. The ball was hit a little bit soft to Ladendorf over there at shortstop, and I think that's what the problem was. It was a quick turn from short to second and on to first. I think the ball was just hit a little too soft for him to turn that double play.
And there's still potentially 3 more full innings here that the Patriots have to worry about pitching. But relatively speaking, he hasn't faced many batters in Teasley. He can go at least 6, maybe even 7 here in a game like this. We'll have to wait and see. Tolliver and the Rockers trying to get out of this inning. Here's the 0-1. A big swing by Bracamonte. Makes it 0-2. The Rockers were wearing fancy jerseys last night. They were the Hush Puppies. It felt good to say the Rockers need to get out of this one, not the Hush Puppies like we were saying last night.
I put a big sign on the window that said High Point and Hush Puppies, and I can't tell you how many times I still got it wrong.
0-2, 2 outs. Bracamonte at the plate. Kelly on the mound. The 0-2. Runner on the move. The throw by Jones. The tag. In time. They got him out there at second base. Great throw by Jones. Great tag applied by Steven Cardulo. And the Rockers get out of the inning with only 1 run coming across here for the Patriots. A 1-0 game. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball, bottom of the 5th, coming your way.
All right, Rockers fans, it's time for the Burn Boot Camp Challenge presented by Burn Boot Camp High Point. All you, Brittany.
Thanks, Shane. I'm down here with Nathan and Kylan, and they're going to do some jumping jacks. Whoever can do the most in 30 seconds is our Burn Boot Camp winner. Are you guys ready? On your mark, get set, go. feeling? You're halfway there. Keep it up, guys. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, how many do we have? 44. And we have 44 for Nathan and 30 for Kylan. Nathan, congratulations, you're our winner today.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits here with you at the ballpark. Miles Schroeder makes his way to the plate here in the bottom of the fifth. It's 1-0, the Patriots lead. I do want to make a correction. I said Ryan Kelly was on the mound there. I was thinking about Scott Kelly, who was on base. It was Asher Tolliver who came through for another great outing there for the Rockers, and there's some action in the bullpen, so I'm not sure if we'll see him again, but if that's the end of his day, only one run and some pretty high-stress situations there for him, Kendrick, as the first pitch to Miles Schroeder. That one in there for a strike.
Yeah, unfortunately ended up permitting a run in the top half of this inning, but it's something we talked about to Jamie Keefe yesterday. He said in that interview that you can plug any guy in any situation at any time, and they'll deliver.
Schroeder foul tips this one into the net, and it is an 0-2 count, no outs.
That's a fastball that Schroeder probably should have left alone, but he sure got a lot of it. Hit it very hard just out in front of that pitch, though. We mentioned the fastball for Teasley. Still isn't all that fast. It hits about 90 miles an hour.
The 0-2 to Schroeder. He hits this one right past a diving Francoso who was trying to make a play at second, and Schroeder will reach with no outs, so a leadoff single here in the bottom of the fifth for the Rockers.
Just a really well-placed hit there by Miles Schroeder, and a good chance there for Francoso. He had to pick it on a weird hop, but wasn't able to do so, so the Rockers in business with the leadoff man aboard.
So we are here in the bottom of the fifth, no outs. Miles Schroeder out there on first base, and the Patriots have a 1-0 lead. Here's Richie Schaefer at the plate. The first pitch to Schaefer, he tips this one back into the net.
Big swing there for Schaefer. He's trying to get it all back and then some there with that first pitch.
He was trying to put the Rockers ahead with that swing. An 0-1 count, and the Rockers have done exactly what they want to do. Put a man on with no outs, a leadoff runner. That's exactly what you want after you go down by a run, trying to tie this thing up. That one outside, 1-1.
And it was a few innings ago, but I want to just echo something that Christian Heimel said here. You know, for a lot of people who may not know what Atlantic League and High Point Rockers baseball is all about, it's professional baseball. You know, this isn't just like, oh, ho-hum baseball. These are former major leaguer and minor leaguers who know what it's about. They've been at the big show before. This is top quality baseball here.
1-2. Count here for Richie Schaefer, and when you see these guys at batting practice and around the stadium, they carry themselves like professionals. I mean, these are guys who couldn't be nicer guys, but they come ready to play. They carry themselves professionally, and a great group to get to know.
I can't remember who we were talking to. It was either Rosa or Schaefer, one of the guys we talked to recently. Said some people kind of refer to this as Via Sergi. Yeah, so it's kind of like the 4A. It's like in between AAA and the major leagues, even though it's not affiliated with Major League Baseball.
Yeah, he said this is 4A baseball. I love that analogy. It was great. It's a 2-2 count here for Richie Schaefer. The 2-2. That one out near Schaefer, a 3-2 count. And if you haven't been to a Rockers game, you got to come by. And if you have young fans or kids who are enjoying the game and want to learn the game or just want to watch the game be played at a high level, this is a great place to come because there's great guys to see out here. 3-2 count. This one hit into right field. Will it get down? Yes, it will. Schroeder moving over to third base, and runners on the corners, no outs. A single here for Richie Schaefer. That moves Schroeder all the way over to third. The Rockers in business.
Yeah, Schaefer doesn't get a whole lot of that pitch, but he puts a lot of spin on it, and it kind of tails. Not only does it die really quickly, but we talk about the turf and the weird bounces that sometimes the baseball can take. It almost hopped away from Paredes there, and if it had gone just a little bit further towards the foul line, I think Schroeder comes in to score easily. But regardless, the Rockers are in pristine condition here in the bottom half of the fifth inning, 2 on and nobody out.
Paredes made a good move there, too, on turf. You never know how big that first bounce is going to be off a bat, so he played it back a little bit just in case it took the big bounce. The first pitch to Sergi Rosa, he has a big swing there. That one's in there for a strike, and we're seeing some Somerset Patriots make their way down to the bullpen.
How big would this be for Sergi Rosa? The second half of the season, maybe not gone the way he's wanted it to so far. He's had a few big moments.
Had a good day yesterday.
He did 2 for 3 yesterday. This would be a big moment here if he could come through.
The 0-1 to Rosa. Rosa hits this one over to Francoso. The Patriots turn 2, but not before Miles Schroeder will come in to score. So we are all tied up at 1-1.
You know, the huge thing there for High Point is the fact the run scores and first off, give credit to Sergi Rosa for hitting the ball on the right side and allowing that run to score. But how about Mike Francoso to turn that double play, a leaping throw, a 360-degree throw there, and he gets it out quickly. I'm very impressed by the athleticism by the Patriots second baseman.
We got a tie ball game at 1-1. Here's Breland Almadova, another all-star here for the High Point Rockers. The first pitch to him is just high for a ball. To put a bow on what I was saying earlier, not only is this a great place to bring a kid or a young fan to watch some baseball because there's great players, but they'll talk to the kids after the game. As that one in there for a strike. After the game, especially on Friday and Saturday nights, there's a lot of kids here. I'll see a lot of Rockers players in the tunnel for 10, 15 minutes talking to kids and hanging out with them. So it's a really cool experience out here at the park.
Yeah, something that Miles Schroeder said yesterday, I'll tell you after this pitch.
That one, a ball, 2-1.
He was talking about the fact that, you know, because it's not the major leagues, there's not all the media and all that sort of thing. He goes, we play for fun here. We play baseball to play baseball. That's really all there is to it.
Almadova foul tips that one down the line. 2-2, 2 outs. We're in a tie ball game now, 1-1.
And I really feel like the atmosphere here has changed. I think that is Brian Clark warming up in the bullpen for the Rockers. But you know High Point gets the bats going late, and they might have just scratched the surface.
The 2-2, that one a ball, 3-2, and a full count. Almadova, someone very speedy. If he can get on, that would bring up Matt Jones, who can hit in the clutch. Had a walk off a couple weeks ago. The 3-2 to Almadova. He pops this one really high up into the air in foul territory. Will it be playable? Teasley tried to make the grab on it. He was unable to do so in foul territory.
Yeah, it looked like the catcher Bracamonte ran into Almadova, or at least had a hard time getting around him. Benny Pigg put his hands out and said there was no interference there on the play, but Almadova, I think, setting the unintentional pick there.
Yeah, he was looking up. I think he thought it went up and back, which is what I did as well when it first came off the bat. Breland Almadova from Honolulu, Hawaii, which is pretty fun, in my opinion. The 3-2, Almadova foul tips this one over to the dugout. Luckily, everybody's okay.
Speaking of pretty fun, how about this at-bat? He's fighting off a lot of tough pitches from Teasley. I do see, looking down into the Patriots dugout, I think they've abandoned the umbrella hats.
I saw one guy still rocking it strong, but yeah, they're not out for now. Maybe they'll bring him back for a rally here in a 1-1 game.
Or maybe a when it rains, it pours when the Rockers finally get their bats going.
I hear you. 3-2 count, 2 outs here for Breland Almadova. Full count, the 3-2. That one outside, 4-4. Almadova will take his base down at first.
It's amazing how often those 2-out walks seem to hurt you, especially when you get down to the bottom half of the order. I think it's a psychological thing where pitchers sometimes take the bottom of the lineup for granted and say, oh, they're not going to hurt me that bad. But you make mistakes like that to the 8-hitter, then you make mistakes here maybe to the 9-hitter Matt Jones, and all of a sudden, boom, you have the top of your lineup all over again.
The throw over to first. Almodovar comes sliding back in, safe.
The cat and mouse game with the new rule about having to step off for pickups or for pickoffs makes it so interesting because the hitters feel a little more invincible. Oh, I can take a little bit more ground. But as a pitcher, you realize, if they get too far off, I can still throw it over there in a hurry.
Another throw over to first.
Because look at it, even right there, we've seen it so far today. Look how far off they are and how close they are to the bag, or how close they are to getting tagged out, because they're getting a little more adventurous and a little more daring out there on the base paths.
And I will say, since that new rule, we're seeing a lot more throwing over to the bases than we did before.
I was impressed that Matt Jones was able to throw out a runner stealing.
Me too. The throw it over to first, and that one goes over the head of Espinal as Bracamonte was trying to get Almodovar. He'll reach second with minus his helmet, but that's okay. You don't have to have that all the time as he's over there on second. It came off of him while he was running over to second base. So they were trying to hold him there, and that actually came back to haunt them as they throw down, went over Espinal's head, and Breland moves over to second.
Yeah, that'll be a throwing error on Bracamonte, the catcher, and that's what speed does. Speed is a very dangerous thing. Even not even using it, just the thought of the fact that it's out there is a really dangerous thing that gets into your head if you're the pitcher or the catcher. And for in that situation, Espinal said, ooh, I have a chance, and overthrew that one.
The 1-0, believe it or not, to Matt Jones. That one in there for a strike 1-1. He's been up there for a long time, but only seen 2 pitches.
And again, this is a guy that I've said on previous broadcasts, very impressed with Matt Jones. He's brought his average up 70 points in the last week or so, 2 weeks really. We've always seen how good defensively he's been since he's gotten here, and the bat's starting to come around to match it.
Now one outside, a 2-1 count.
Yeah, action up in the Patriots bullpen. It's a right-hander. I think Teasley might have run himself into his last inning with the issues he's had here.
The 2-1. Jones tips that one back, 2-2.
So the Rockers hit the road tomorrow. They're on the road for a 3-game set against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Back home here Thursday for the beginning of an 8-game homestand, starting with 4 against the Sugarland Skeeters. Really excited for that series.
Yeah, that'll be fun. That's a good team coming in.
Freedom Division champions in the first half are the Sugarland Skeeters. They've already been here for a 3-game set so far this year.
A big swing from Matt Jones, and Teasley able to leave Breland Almodovar out there on second base. A big out number 3 for the Patriots to end the 5th inning. We head over to the 6th now, all tied up at 1. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
And welcome GTCC students. We hope you enjoy your time at today's game, and thank you for your support of the High Point Rockers. And fans, today's game is Family Fun Day, presented by Bethany Medical, with a chance for kids 13 and under to run the bases after the game. Kids who are running the bases should be at section 116 by the end of the 6th inning. That's section 116 along the right field line by the end of the 6th inning to run the bases after the game. Fans, this call to the bullpen brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Now pitching for your High Point Rockers, number 14, Brian Clark.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you at the ballpark. We are all tied up 1-1. We have a new pitcher here in the ball game for the Rockers. It's Brian Clark who makes his way to the mound out of the bullpen.
Wouldn't you know, it's another All-Star. 1-1, 1.42 ERA. This is his 23rd appearance so far this year. 20 strikeouts, 6 walks. Opponents just hitting a $163 off of him here in 2019. So, again, if you're the Somerset Patriots, you're in the danger zone when you deal with these High Point Rockers relievers.
Gabriel Bracamonte makes his way to the plate here for the Patriots. The first pitch to him, that one outside just for a ball, 1-0.
And obviously, because the caught stealing during his at-bat ended the last inning, he does get to start over with a fresh count.
The 1-0, Bracamonte foul tips that one back 1-1. I was thinking, I think we just saw this guy.
We sure
but I
did.
forgot to thrown out at second there, so he'll come back up. It was Scott Kelly who was thrown out. And that was a throw from Jones to Cardullo. Cardullo with the tag. The 1-1, that one just a bit high, 2-1.
And that's what I was saying with that new rule that I feel like allows the runner to get quite an extra jump or a bigger jump than what they might have gotten in the past. It's impressive the way that Matt Jones had such a strong throw to still get the runner out at second.
The 2-1, that one outside, 3-1. And it's 3-1 count here. No outs in the top of the 6th inning. Only playing 7 here today.
So did we just do the 7th inning stretch last inning?
I was thinking that's basically your 7th inning stretch there. The 3-1, and that one in there for a strike. Bracamonte was getting ready to toss the bat and take his base. Not so fast as Benny Pig behind the plate. 3-2 count.
Yeah, not a lot of shade afforded to anybody on the field, but all the fans look like they're in pretty good shape. I saw some guys enjoying some ice cream out there. I got a reminder earlier today. Apparently, it's National Ice Cream Day.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make some decisions there. The 3-2 count outside for a ball, and Bracamonte is gonna go over to first.
There's no decision to be made. It's happening.
Yeah, good point. Bracamonte out on first now. The leadoff walk here for the Patriots in a tie game. That is a big deal, especially when your lineup switches and you go back to the top of it. This is Alfredo Rodriguez, the number 1 hitter in the lineup for the Patriots. 1, 2, and 3 all due up after him. Showing bunt here is Rodriguez. All the way down the line, it goes foul. Schaefer let it roll all the way to first. That was a great-looking bunt. Bracamonte was there basically as the ball was hitting the bat.
Yeah, push bunt attempt there by Alfredo Rodriguez trying to it was a sacrifice bunt, just trying to put it somewhere where not necessarily where Schaefer couldn't make a play on it, but where they couldn't make a play to second. He just pushed it a little too far and it rolls foul. But again, remember, you have that extra attempt with 2 strikes, so he still has 2 more chances at it if he'd like to use them.
Now one a strike there. 0-2.
Matt Jones, the catcher, thought about throwing down to first base. It looked like Bracamonte was quite a bit off of the bag, but with Schaefer collapsing in to get to that bunt, Cardullo was not close enough to cover, and so Jones wisely held the baseball.
The 0-2, a big swing, and that is strike 3 there on Rodriguez. He was trying to put the bunt down and move over Bracamonte, but unable to do it there in that at-bat. Ends up striking out 1 away. Here comes Alfredo Rodriguez, or excuse me, that was Alfredo Rodriguez who went down. This is Pacioli coming up.
Pacioli 1-for-2 today. Singleton was erased on a double play in his last at-bat. He's got a lot of speed, although could be held up on the base paths by the catcher, Bracamonte.
The first pitch to Pacioli, that one outside for a ball, 1-0.
Brian Clark, the second straight left-handed reliever out of the Rockers bullpen, which means that we'll see Jimmy Paredes hit from the right side on deck.
The 1-0 to Pacioli. That one outside for a ball. 2-0, 1 out.
And, it seems like I make a big deal about that, but the statistics show it's a huge difference when you get Paredes in the right-handed batter's box as opposed to the left-handed batter's box.
Runner still on first in Bracamonte. The 2-0 to Pacioli. That one just high. 3-0. 1 out, 3-0. You have to imagine, unless it's too good of a pitch to pass up, he'll be taken all the way here, Pacioli.
Yeah, Clark looks to be pitching him extremely carefully.
The 3-0, that one in there for a strike. He was taken all the way, 3-1.
If you're Brian Clark, you have to be careful here because Pacioli is sitting there at the plate waiting for a perfect pitch, a mistake pitch. So if you're Brian Clark, you can't just groove it in there like you do a 3-0 pitch.
3-1 count here. Here's the 3-1 from Clark. Pacioli hits this one right past Ladendorf, who made a run to it, but it was just a little out of his reach. That one gets through, so it moves Bracamonte over to second. Pacioli with a single. He reaches first here.
Yeah, not a whole lot to say other than just a really solid base hit. He turns on that one and just hits it hard into a gap.
Right fielder, number 38, Jimmy Paredes.
Nobody up in the High Point pen. This is Brian Clark's inning, especially with the lefty Kinger waiting on deck as well.
The first pitch to Paredes, that one in there for a strike. 1 out, 1 out, 1 strike. 2 men on here for the Patriots in Bracamonte and Pacioli.
Paredes not necessarily the fleetest of foot. A ground ball here could be a double play to get the Rockers out of the inning.
The 0-1, that one in there for a strike as well. 0-2. We're here in the top of the 6th in a 1-1 game. 2 runners on. A great all-star pitcher in Brian Clark on the mound. He's got a little bit to worry about here. Here's the pitch. Paredes takes a swing at it. He'll throw that ball over into the dugout. He tipped that one off the bat, and it came back in and hit him. An 0-2 count, 1 out. We'll do it all over again. We're tied at 1-1. We have action down in both bullpens. I believe that to be Trevor Frank down there, the man who is usually positioned as the closer here for the Rockers. The 0-2 to Paredes. A big swing and a miss for strike 3.
Yeah, it's not the double play there, but it's still a big strikeout, and that's kind of a message strikeout too, as Paredes is visibly frustrated as he walks back into the dugout. But if you're Brian Clark, you're like, hey, you know what? I can face the best guys that you have that you can send up against me, and I can send them right back to you in the dugout. So if you're Brian Clark, that's a statement out for sure.
And that was a pitch. Paredes was upset about that. That was a pitch that looked pretty good. Here's Kenger. He's first pitch swinging. He hits that one foul. 0-1.
Now, if you're Clark on the mound, you can't let up because just because you got through Jimmy Paredes, we talked about how dangerous Will Kinger is, 5th in the league in batting right now with a .340 average.
And I don't care who's up. I don't care if their average is 0-0-1. You know, the inning's still going here, and you got 2 men on. It's still a very stressful inning here in a 1-1 count. But Brian Clark knows that he's an all-star. He's a great pitcher. And as you mentioned, Kenger, Paredes is good. Is great. Kenger, just as good, maybe with a .340 average, 8 home runs, and 41 RBIs. Here's the 1-1. He foul tips this one back, 1-2. That's a pretty good 1-2 punch in your lineup, though. Paredes and Kenger in the 3-4 spot.
Yeah, and you throw in days where Flores is the leadoff man, and Mike Ullman behind Kinger's nothing to sneeze at either. He's got some power, so this is a very formidable lineup for Somerset, and obviously you can see why they were so successful in the first half and why they're going to be neck and neck with the High Point Rockers down the stretch going for the postseason push.
The 1-2. That one Down just a little bit, a 2-2 count.
So Bracamonte, the catcher, takes his lead off as second. The runner at first base, you mentioned a moment ago, Pacioli.
The 2-2, Kencher hits this one into left field. There it goes, a home run for the Patriots. A big one there, a 3-run homer. We talked about how powerful Kencher can be, and all of a sudden, it's a 4-1 ball game. We were in a tie. It's 4-1 now. What a hit.
He absolutely smacked that one. His 9th home run, 44th run driven in. And you talk about the fact that things felt pretty even. Well, the tides have certainly shifted again there.
Here's another look at it with the replay. What a shot this is by Kencher. Everybody turning and running towards the wall, but that one was a home run. No doubter there. First pitch swinging. This one hit down the line, and the throw over to first is in time as Michael Ullman is retired. But not before the Patriots hit a 3-run home run here at the top of the 6th to make it 4-1. The Rockers are going to have 2 more chances on offense, but they have some work to do. There's going to be a new pitcher for the Patriots as well, it appears. We'll let you know all about the changes when we come back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
And hype over at first base for tonight's mascot race. Are you guys ready? On your mark, get set, go. Cheer him on, fans. Gavin, you just absolutely smoked hype right there. Congratulations, you are a mascot winner.
For the 5 fun, easy, and free things you can do to help give all children in Guilford County a great start in life, visit guilfordbasics.org to learn more.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon here with Kendrick Fruits. It is the bottom of the 6th inning, and things look a little bit differently than they did right before, or last inning, I should say. The scoreboard 4-1 after a 3-run home run by Will Kencher, and some work to be done here now by the High Point Rockers.
Yeah, that 3-run home run kind of ramps up the sense of urgency here a little bit.
The first pitch to Cardulo. He tips this one back, 0-1 count.
Final line for Rick Teasley, 5 innings, 4 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts.
Cardulo hits this one high into right field. Does it have enough? Right at the warning track is Paredes, who makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, Cardulo gives that one a ride, but a little bit too much air under it. Paredes makes the catch.
Michael Russell.
So the pitcher on the mound right now, we do not have his information. There's a pitcher on the roster that doesn't have a number, and I assume that's who it is. I believe it is Tyler Cloyd, who was just picked up out of from the Seattle Mariners organization. They released him back on July the 16th, which would make today his scheduled start had he still been in AAA Tacoma. So I believe this is Tyler Cloyd, who's on the mound right now.
Number 14, Tyler Cloyd.
We got confirmation that is Tyler Cloyd out there, 14.
Cloyd, a 5-9 record in the major leagues, couple years with the Philadelphia Phillies.
The 0-1, that one in there, 0-2 to Michael Russell at the plate here with 1 out. It's a 4-1 game. The Patriots lead, once again courtesy of that 3-run home run from Will Kendrick in the last inning. The 0-2, Russell showing bunt here with 2 strikes to throw for Cloyd. Barehanded, he got him.
Excellent play there for Tyler Cloyd, showing off the athleticism there. And the fact that Michael Russell lays down the bunt with 2 strikes is just another sign of that rule. You have a little bit of that safety net where you can bunt with 2 strikes now, at least through one more pitch. So it was a good thought there by Michael Russell trying to catch everyone off guard. Just didn't work. Ladendorf 0 for 2 so far today, hoping to change that here. He swings and fouls that one off in the count 0-2.
An 0-2 count here for Tyler Ladendorf. 2 outs, a 3-run deficit here for the Rockers. And it's a 7-inning game, by the way, a game that got changed due to the heat that we are experiencing here in High Point, North Carolina. It's a hot one out there today. We got to give a shout out to the players and all the fans who came out today. The 0-2 to Ladendorf. He foul tips this one to stay alive.
Yeah, it's 94 degrees outside. The heat index, though, says the feels like is 100 and even 100 with a 43% humidity. So it's a little nasty out there today.
Ladendorf foul tips that one again. 0-2, 2 outs. Every batter matters here in a 3-run game, and we are in the late innings. This is we're in the last 2 scheduled innings of the ball game here in the bottom of the 6th, 7th right around the corner. 0-2, 2 outs. Cloyd trying to have a 1-2-3 inning. The 0-2 to Ladendorf. Every Patriot was making their way towards the dugout. That one called for a ball, 1-2.
Yeah, we talk about all the guys with Major League connections. This is a big day for Major League Baseball, Kevin. The Hall of Fame induction ceremonies today, welcoming 6 members, the class of 2019.
The 1-2 to Ladendorf, and he swings through there for strike 3. Nice inning for Cloyd. He gets the Rockers to go down 1, 2, 3. That brings an end to the 6th inning. We head to the 7th now in a 4-1 game. 7 innings is what this game is scheduled for. So we head now to the top of the 7th. The Rockers will try to hold the Patriots as the Patriots look for insurance. We'll be right back. This is High Point Rocker Baseball.
Eliminated. Are you guys ready? All right, let's hear that music. Keep going, guys. All right, Braxton, you're out. You can hang out with me over here, okay? Are you guys ready? Set, go. we're going to go with Addison as our winner. Grayson, come join us over here on the loser side. One left, guys. Addison, winner, hands down. Congratulations.
Rockers fans, this call to the bullpen brought to you by Cricket.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. We are in the 7th and final scheduled inning of the ball game. That's right, we are in a 7-inning game due to the heat, as we've been talking about today. So top of the 7th, new pitcher for the High Point Rockers. It's number 15, Trevor Frank.
Trevor Frank, looking at his numbers this year, you talked about the fact that he's spent a lot of the years the closer, but there's no real defined roles because Jamie Keefe can mix and match. But Frank on the year 2-2, 4.08 ERA, 11 saves and 15 opportunities, 28 Ks, 11 walks, a 263 average for opponents this year.
The pitch from Frank here to Espinal. That one in there for a strike, 0-1.
Edwin Espinal, 1 for 2 today, a double. He's also scored.
So Trevor Frank, Kendrick, coming out here looking to hold the Patriots. So the Rockers only have a 3-run deficit to worry about. Here's the 0-1 from Frank. That one outside, and it is a 1-1 count.
Yeah, once you've got past the Paredes and the Kingers in the lineup, you can go back to a right-handed pitcher here, which is exactly what Jamie Keefe opts to do in Trevor Frank. As a baseball gets loose from the Somerset Patriots bullpen.
That's quite the journey to get all the way to the backstop down here.
Trying to see who it is down there. Remember, Somerset just lost their closer, Mike Antonini.
The 1-1. Not one. Swung on by Espinal. 1-2. Also, they lost Antonini, who, as we said yesterday, we talked about it, he was on pace to break the Atlantic League record for saves. That's how well he was playing. 1-2 count here for Trevor Frank. Espinal at the plate. The 1-2 from Frank. Espinal foul tips this one back. They also had the retirement of a great player.
Yeah, Mike Broadway.
Mike Broadway, yeah.
Checking down there, that is Jonathan Cheshire, who picked up the save yesterday. And I think Cheshire's kind of slid into being the new closer for the Somerset Patriots. He's a really dominant guy, has yet to give up an earned run this year. So I think it's safe to label Cheshire as the new closer for Somerset.
The 1-2 from Frank. Espinal pops this one up. Schaefer making the run for it and picks it up for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning.
Oh, that was a beautiful pitch by Trevor Frank. He's known as a guy who throws a lot of heat and gets him with the off-speed pitch there. Espinal way out in front of it. Absolutely fantastic pitch selection there.
Mike Francoso makes his way to the plate here for the Patriots. This is a late inning, as is the equivalent of bringing your closer out here in the 9th inning, even though in a 3-run game, deficit-wise, you still want to keep it close so the Rockers can try to come back. This one hit hard to Ladendorf. The throw over to Schaefer for out number 2 as Francoso hit that one on the ground over to Ladendorf, and the great shortstop able to take care of it.
Yeah, it was a one-hopper. Hit it pretty hard, but really nice job there for Ladendorf. Positioned well, shading a little bit towards second base, picked it up on the hop and made the easy throw.
Left fielder, number 2, Scott Kelly.
Scott Kelly, who's 0 for 2 today. He was the one caught stealing his last time up after he had reached on a fielder's choice.
So 2 outs. The first pitch to Kelly from Frank. This one outside for a ball, 1 out. I'll be sure to know that that's Scott Kelly, and Ryan Kelly is in the dugout or in the bullpen for the Rockers. I won't make that mistake again. This is Trevor Frank on the mound here for the Rockers, and a timeout is called as he takes a step off. the 1-0. This one in there for a strike 1-1. This is an important game here. The series is split. Rockers won Friday night. Patriots won on Saturday night. The way the playoff picture looks, it's going to be between these two teams about from who gets in. 1-1. As this one is hit by Kelly. Cardullo catches it on the run for out number 3. A great play by Steven Cardullo. You got to give a ton of credit to Trevor Frank, who came in and got 3 big outs. He keeps it a 3-run game. We'll see what the Rockers can do here in the bottom of the 7th. Last inning of the game that we're scheduled for. We'll be right back. This is Rocker Baseball.
Rockers fans, during the 7th inning of each game, if the Rockers score a run, one lucky row will receive a free drink coupon courtesy of Sheets. If the Rockers hit a home run, all fans in our lucky row will receive a free meal coupon from Sheets. The Sheets Run and Done lucky row of the game is section 107, row K. That's section 107.
Welcome back to BB&C Point. Kevin McMahon here with Kendrick Fruits. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. This is the last scheduled inning here of baseball due to the heat. We knew that coming in, and when you take a look at the situation, we are in a 3-run game. The Rockers trail by 3, 4-1. You got Quincy Lattimore, who will be coming up. Miles Schroeder and Richie Schaefer. You got the 4, 5, 6, 7 hitters coming up. Or 4, 5, 6, I should say. 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up. But everybody in this lineup, can hit, especially this lineup that's due up. You got a very powerful hitter in Quincy Lattimore. The last time the Patriots were in town, he hit a walk-off home run to win the game. So he has big power and can make clutch plays. Let's see what the Rockers can do here in the bottom of the 7th. The first pitch to Lattimore is a strike, 0-1. New pitcher, it's Cheshire.
Yeah, the heat is up, the pressure is on, and Jonathan Cheshire, 0-1 on the year, has not given up an earned run. 18 strikeouts, just 2 walks. Opponents hitting just over 100 off of him.
That one foul tipped. That one down the line, 0-2. So he hasn't given up an earned run.
Right, he's given up 3 runs, but none of them were earned. And so, he's pitched 14 innings already.
Wow.
He's not given up an earned run. I don't know what was going on behind closed doors in Somerset, but I think it was an easy decision to name him closer when Antonini left.
1-2 as that one misses there. And what a blessing, to have a guy as good as Cheshire that you can just move in there after you have a big piece, get their contract purchase in Antonini. The 1-2, and Lattimore hits this one down the line. Kendrick makes the throw. It was close, but they got him at first for out number 1.
Yeah, slow roller there for Quincy Lattimore. Just kind of got it off the end of the bat. And pretty easy play there for Kendrick, although he had to put a little something on that throw.
Section 116 along the right field line.
Again, obviously, we
Center fielder, number 11,
are excited with our new partnership. Excited to be here on My 48 today, as we will be for the remaining Sunday home games this year, as well as our usual Spreaker and YouTube broadcast, obviously.
Yeah, and it sounds like we'll be, this is not our only afternoon and evening with My 48. We'll be back throughout the season, so throughout the second half. So we're really excited about that as well.
I think next Sunday. We're home game next Sunday.
Yeah, we got nine more appearances, so we're excited about that. The 0-1, Miles Schroeder. Swinging there, 0-2. One out. It was cool last night looking at the guide on your TV, and it says Independent Baseball is on TV. That's pretty neat.
That's a nasty move there by Cheshire. His delivery is coming across kind of sidearm, and then he's got a nasty off-speed pitch as well. Miles Schroeder hoping not to see that again.
The 0-2, that one outside, and he was trying to get in the chase there. And the Rockers down to their last 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. A 4-1 game. The 1-2. Miles Schroeder hits this one into left field. Running back to the warning track is Kelly, who makes the catch with 2 outs. Here comes Richie Schaefer to the plate. He is the
first baseman, number 8.
The Rockers are hoping here he can get on and keep this inning alive as Vio Sergi Rosa awaits on deck. And Kendrick, when you're in a shortened game, 7 innings, and you have a big home run hit, a 3-run home run at that, in the top of the 6th, that applies an unbelievable amount of pressure to a ball club, and that's what we saw happen here in this game. We'll see if the Rockers can stay alive with Richie Schaefer.
Yeah, absolutely. And anytime a big home run is hit late, it really takes momentum and forcibly hands it to the other side. It's really hard to grab it away. The Rockers have been known to do it this year, but have a tall order to overcome here.
The 0-1 as Richie Schaefer foul tips this one back, 0-2.
And the other thing that's tough is the fact that while Schaefer has tied for the team lead in home runs, which is all well and good, you need 3 runs right now. You need base runners.
But a home run would keep it alive. Anything to keep a guy on base helps. 0-2, 2 outs. Here's the 0-2. Schaefer swings and misses. Strike 3. Cheshire comes out of the pen in relief and gets a big save here as the Patriots win. And we will be right back. We have more post-game coverage coming your way. It's the Patriots who win the game in the series. We'll be right back with more reaction and recap right after this.
Rockers fans, we'd like to thank you for coming out to BB&T Point today. Don't forget the Rockers are home again Thursday, July 25th for Dollar Beer Night against the Sugarland Skeeters at 6:30 p.m. That's Thursday, July 25th for Dollar Beer Night against the Sugarland Skeeters at 6:30 p.m. We hope to see you right back here at BB&T Point very soon.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Kevin McMahon and Kendrick Fruits here with you as we welcome you in, I guess, to the post-game show here. We'll give you a little review. It is a 4-1 win for the Patriots, and we'll have some highlights going as we get your thoughts here, Kendrick Fruits, on the game that was.
Yeah, we see that double there. Cardullo, if he stays on the bag, that's a leadoff double in the first inning that could be a huge turning point in this game, or could get the Rockers on the board early, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. Very good pitching matchup today. We saw a really nice start for Luke Irvine, making his first start for the Rockers. Rick Teasley, phenomenal job for the Patriots, getting some fine defense from both sides. But the big blow, of course, was Will Kinger hitting his 9th home run of the year. And
that was a big play.
That was. And ultimately, I think that's kind of what did it in. You saw a real nice double play there, turned by the Somerset defense. But that Kinger home run is right there is the one that really took the wind out of the sails for the High Point Rockers, and they just weren't able to recover from it.
If you have to point to a player of the game, who would it be for you for the Somerset Patriots?
I mean, it's got to be Will Kinger. He's offensively the reason they won that game. And I thought about giving it to Rick Teasley. He does end up struggling a little bit near the end of his outing, and I think Will Kinger earns that. He goes 2 for 3 today with a home run, 3 runs batted in, and he's the main focus there for the Somerset Patriots today.
But something to think positively about if you're a High Point Rocker fan is the outing by Rick Teasley, and something you can look back and say, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Luke Irvine did a really nice job.
I'm sorry, Luke Irvine, thank you.
I knew what you meant. He did a real nice job, 3 2/3. Again, we mentioned the fact this was his first start here with High Point, and they're just kind of working him in and building his stamina up so they can stretch him out for longer outings as we go. And really back-to-back between him and Bowden yesterday, that's a combined 7 2/3 innings of not giving up a single run from these two new guys. And I think you got to be really impressed and excited going forward to see what these guys have.
No, it was good to see a good outing from Luke Irvine, easy for me to say. And but yeah, it's the Patriots who win the series here 2-1. So a big game today, and it was the Patriots who came out on top. Before we say goodbye to you, we have a special treat for you. We were able to talk to manager Jamie Keefe yesterday and film an interview for you. So we're going to take you to that interview. It's a great insight to learn a little bit more about Jamie Keefe and this great High Point Rockers team. So let's go to that right now. Here is myself, Kendrick Fruits, and manager of the High Point Rockers, Jamie Keefe.
Presented by Old Dominion and South.
Hey Rockers fans, Kevin McMahon. I'm joined by Kendrick Fruits, and we're here with the manager of the High Point Rockers, Jamie Keefe. And Jamie, let's start with your thoughts on the first half, because we're in the second half now, but this is maybe people's first time seeing the High Point Rockers, so we'll start with your thoughts on the first half.
First half, we feel like it really couldn't have gone any better. We played really well coming out of the gate, and coming home and taking that those first couple wins at home were big for us. And then, we have learned a little bit about ourselves. Obviously, starting on the road sometimes can really help because you guys have to gel together. We felt coming into the season that we were pretty strong, but you don't know until you play somebody else. So, by the time we came home, we were ready to face Sugarland, and we felt like it was a pretty good series to start. Even though we didn't win the series, we split. Gave us a good feel for playing at home, and it's been pretty nice on the road. The guys really gelled together, and we played pretty well on the road to begin the season. But get through the first half, just to finish a game and a half or two back, you can't really ask for better than that right out of the gate. And happy with where we're at. We're playing okay baseball in the second half, and still learning each other, and still learning how to come together when we need to. A lot of walk-offs in that first half, and at the beginning of the second half again. So, pretty happy with where we're at.
And one of the highlights of the first half, in my opinion, is the selection of 7 All-Stars for the Rockers in your first season. What does that say about this team? Because that's not usual. That's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, it is pretty special. We've had some darn good baseball players here, and guys that had fantastic first halves and carrying over into the second half for a lot of them. Just happy to give these guys an opportunity to be here in High Point and showcase their skills. Major League Baseball has had some interest, obviously, in 4 or 5 of our guys so far. And there's some guys, I know this is the beginning of the second half, but I would say within the next couple of weeks you're going to get picked up as well. So we're excited for being able to go out and put a great product on the field and being able to showcase these guys on a day-to-day basis for the Major League Baseball, but giving them an opportunity to get back to the next level, that's what's important.
And to that point, one of the things that's really stood out to me is how you've been able to have guys coming and going, but the product on the field stayed the same. You guys continue to win and continue to play together. How do you do that?
Good question. We try to figure that out ourselves sometimes. You know, what we really try to do here, and the most important thing coming in, this is new for a lot of people. Obviously, it's new for High Point. It's new for Frank, being the pitching coach. You know, Bubber and Albert have been with me. It's the first time Billy and I have worked together. Billy's been fantastic at putting this team together with me. We knew my main goal coming in here was building this thing in the clubhouse, have good people. If you have good people, guys are going to want to play here. And the word spreads fast, especially in baseball. So, you know, that was very important from the start. Just to be able to go out when guys get released and guys are looking for jobs, where do they want to play? Word spreads fast, and guys, you know, we've got 25, 26 different personalities in that clubhouse every single day that have played with all these guys that are in the big leagues and all these guys that are in AA and AAA that are getting released. And when they get released, they're looking for a place to play. So, the biggest thing that they do is they talk. And if you can put a good clubhouse together and guys get treated well and it's a fun place to play and you take care of your players, guys are going to want to play here. And I feel like that's been the main reason, is that when we do lose a player, you know, we've lost some really good baseball players, as we know, and we've been able to fill those roles with really good guys that have been released from organizations, or they got released out of Mexico and they came back. So we're just happy with where we're at right now. Certainly not when we want to be at the top. We're just kind of playing mediocre baseball right now, but we're really learning a lot about ourselves, because our starting pitches has been completely diminished, as we know. And guys that we've brought in have filled the role, and we couldn't be happier with the guys that we brought in to give them an opportunity. But most importantly, they've just come in and they feel like everybody that's walked into this team feels like they've been here for a while, and they just fit in. And if you can continue to do that and make guys feel important and make them feel like they're part of the team, good things are going to happen.
Jamie, excluding Saturday night's game, 3 of the last 7 home games have been won in a walk-off fashion. And there were obviously some more dramatic moments in the first half of the season as well. Talk a little bit about the resolve of this team. You know, they're down, they may be down in the 9th inning, but you know, they're still confident in the fact they know they can still get the job done when the chips are down late.
For sure, there's no give. You know, this, if you look, I know that we've scored 40 some odd more runs than teams in the 8th inning this year, and that just shows who we are. You know, the road is tough, and what people don't realize is that our travel is so much more than everybody else's. You know, obviously we know that Sugar Land travels more than us because they're on a plane, but they're not on a bus for 13, 14 hours, and we are. And you know, today's the hangover day, as we know. I know this isn't aired till tomorrow, but today's the hangover day. Your first day back, you're just playing on pure adrenaline, and obviously you could see, even watching last night's game, that we go into the game and, you know, we're kind of at a lull there for the first 5 or 6 innings. But then you get into the game and you give yourselves an opportunity late in the game. And I think the turning point in that game last night was Russell hits that triple, and Tyler, you know, Leidendorf has a 13-pitch at bat and wins the battle. And once he won the battle, I don't think there was any looking back really at that point. I know that we gave up a run the next inning and they tied it up, but there wasn't any doubt going into extra innings that we were going to get an opportunity to win it. And we did just that, you know. This has been that team the whole year, especially here at home. You know, they love, I think maybe 6, 7, I don't know, you guys probably know the number, but that's 6 or 7 walk-offs for us, which is just incredible the first year, you know. But that just shows who we are, you know. The travel's has gotten to us so far, but again, you know, if you can contain in that bullpen, those starters and that defense can play well, you don't necessarily have to hit every single night. We're not going to put up 10 runs a night. It's just not going to happen. There's days where we might do it for 5 or 6 days in a row, but you're just not going to do it on a daily basis. With the travel and you know, playing 140 games in 152 days, it's just not going to happen that way. So you got to give yourself an opportunity each and every day to go out there and bring the time run to the plate in the 9th inning. And if you can do that, more times than not, you're going to have success, and we've been able to do that so far.
My last question for you, Jamie. Talk a little bit about that bullpen. Obviously 3 All-Stars, Tolliver, Clark, and Runyon, and it just seems like you can plug anybody in any given situation in any inning, and they get the job done. So how much of a how's that been as a manager, knowing you have that luxury of plugging different guys in?
Our bullpen's nasty, you know, they are, and it doesn't matter who you put in what situation. they're all pulling for each other. Nobody looks at this guy, or this guy and says he's got to come in right now. All we've tried to express to our bullpen is every single one of you is a closer. And, we have a lot of one-inning guys. We have a couple guys that we can stretch up to 2 innings when needed, but we have a lot of one-inning guys, and we've stuck with that because you come in and do your job in that inning tonight, and you'll get another shot tomorrow night, and somebody else is back right behind you, So they're able to go out and compete with each other, not just with the other team, it's competing with each other to see who's having a better night. And, our bullpen's been fantastic, and again, I think I've said this, to you a few times, Jeff, that if you can get us into the late innings, you can get us into that 6th, 7th, 8th inning, and that 9th inning, and it's a 1-run ball game, you're going to have a tough time beating us.
Last question for you. What's the number one thing people should know about High Point Rocker baseball? This might be people's introduction to High Point Rocker baseball. So what's the one thing, as the manager, as the guy who's here day in, day out on the road, what's the number one thing you think people should know?
They're great people. Every guy in here is a fantastic human being and a pure professional. What a lot of people don't know is that we've probably got 60, 70 years of Major League Baseball talent in that clubhouse each and every single night. And guys that have been there, guys that have been to the top. Some of these guys, a lot of people don't know. Asher Tolliver has a World Series ring. That's something that people just don't know. So, these guys have been where they want to be, and they still want to be there, and they want to get that opportunity once again. And we're here to give them an opportunity to showcase their talents each and every day, to give them that chance of getting picked up and getting re-signed by a Major League club. And if they do that, hopefully, once they leave here, we wish them nothing but the best. And the nice part is that we get to wash our hands of it that day. They go on. We get to watch them on TV hopefully soon. And the nice part is that we got somebody coming in right behind them.
Well, I'll speak on our behalf, but we're glad that you guys are having a lot of fun because we're having a good time.
Well,
so
the one thing about Rocker baseball when you walk into this ballpark is the two things that we've said is we're going to have a lot of fun and we're going to win a lot of ball games. And if we can keep doing that, it's going to make for a great year.
And we've seen both happening recently. So, Jamie, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome back to BB&T Point. Big thanks to manager Jamie Keefe, who was nice enough to invite Kendrick and I into his office yesterday and let us sit down with him and turn the camera on and do a little interview with us. And we talked about it afterwards, but we really enjoyed that. It was fun to get to sit down with him for 10 minutes and just really hear his thoughts on the first half of the season, what's coming up, and just High Point Rocker baseball as a whole. That was pretty great.
It's really cool, especially when you have a guy like Jamie who just gets baseball. He knows not only how to manage players, but he knows his way through game situations. He knows about the history of the game and statistics and that sort of thing. He's just an all-around baseball guy, and it's just fun talking to those kind of guys. And one thing I really wanted to stress about, too, was the fact that when they were envisioning this team, when they were creating their High Point roster, it wasn't just about the top talent. Obviously, that was a big deal. You wanted to get guys who were very talented, which is evident by all the all-star selections and some of the other guys as well. But they were looking for good people, too. And he said, all these guys are good people. These are quality gentlemen who go out here in the community and they do good work, they do good stuff, and they come out on the ball field and they do good stuff there, too.
When we interview players, one of the number one things they bring up without me asking about it is how great the culture is here. If that's not the biggest or greatest compliment that a coach can receive without necessarily knowing that he got it, just saying, oh, the culture here is great, all the guys mesh together great, that's one of the greatest compliments I would imagine a coach can receive when you have to put a team together and they say, when you walk in, when you meet these players, there's no doubt, what they're about.
Yeah, in fact, one of the funniest things, Sam Runyon, who you see there, Sam Runyon's number 40, the All-Star, we interviewed him for a podcast earlier this year, and he said, the clubhouse is so great that they even have, groups like board games. I think they said they had a Settlers of Catan game.
They had a board
on.
Game night.
Yeah, and they said that while Brett Austin was here, it was fun to always gang up on Brett Austin. And it's just really neat how these guys, they've become family so quickly, and I think that's really exciting to see. And it shows out on the ball field, too. They trust each other. The pitchers trust the defenses to pick them up. The pitchers trust the catchers to call the games. The hitters trust the guys behind them to come through and do their job and to bring him in. So I think that, being so tight off the field really is on display on the field as well.
And the one thing that jumped out to me in that interview, is how passionate Jamie Keefe is about baseball and about being a High Point Rocker. He is thrilled to be the manager of this team and wants to help them win day in and day out. He said at the very end of the interview, which I love, he said the number one thing about High Point Rocker baseball, we like to have fun, we want to win a lot of games. And they do a lot of both. Today it was the Patriots grabbing the win 4-1, and the Patriots end up winning the series. But a close series, and every time these two teams meet, it's very close.
It is, and we knew we were going to be in for a dogfight here, and it turned into exactly that. All three games ended up being what I would classify as a pitcher's duel, and this one today was no different. Of course, the Rockers take Game 1 Friday with the walk-off single in the 10th inning by Breland Almodovar. Yesterday, the 4-2 win by the Patriots, and today's game, the 4-1 game. The home run by Will Kinger, the 3-run homer.
And that really feels like the moment that kind of changed this whole game.
It absolutely is. And you could look at missed opportunities because the Rockers certainly had those. You talk about the double at the beginning of the game where Cardullo overslides at second base. But the big moment, I think, that really because the Rockers had just scored in the bottom of the 5th inning to tie the game at 1. And you think going into the top of the 6th, hold them here, and then we can get something going. But that 3-run home run really changes the complexity of the game. You're absolutely right. That is the moment where things shifted for good.
Especially in a 7-inning game, when that happens in the top of the 6th inning, and it was 1-1 up at that point. It was 0-0 all the way through 4. We get to the 5th inning, the top of the 5th. The Patriots score, bottom of the 5th. Vio Sergi Rosa is able to, he hits into a double play, but Miles Schroeder is able to score. It's tied up 1-1, and as a Rockers player, as a Rockers fan, everybody's thinking, okay, 1-1, we're taking this thing all the way down for the long run. And then in the top of the 6th, when the finish line is near, you can look down and you can say, the 7th inning's right here, we're getting close, it's going to be a big finish. Will Kinger brought an end to it quicker than maybe we thought. We didn't know it was the end right there, but a 3-run home run in the top of the 6th inning when you're playing 7, that's the equivalent of an 8th inning home run. That makes life very difficult, and you got to give credit to them. And then, how about Chester coming in and getting the big save? When we talked to Mark Schwartz, the broadcaster of the Somerset Patriots, when they had their closer, Mike Antonini, he said, Chester is our guy that we bring in when we need a big out. So doesn't it make sense that when they look for a guy to be their new closer, they go to the guy they always went for with a big out? Makes sense to me, and it's working so far.
Absolutely. It just kind of feels like the High Point offense never really figured out Rick Teasley today. Went through 5 innings, had a really nice day, and you can say that really about all the different Somerset Patriots during the course of this 3-game series. But it's on to the road. They're taking on the Blue Crabs for 3 games before coming back home for a 3-game set, and really hoping to see this offense come around soon and just have a fire lit under them. Maybe this heat will get something started. I don't know. But we have seen that we can get production from the top and the bottom of this lineup. So if High Point can get production 1 through 9 all at the same time, this will be, I think, the most dangerous lineup in the Atlantic League.
And it's going to be a whole lot of fun when they go on the road to the Maryland Blue Crabs, and they're going to try to, win some more games and then come back. It's going to be a whole lot of fun when they come back and the Sugarland Skeeters are here. They already have a first-half championship in the Freedom Division. So, like we said before the game, they're going to be playing hard and playing to win, but they already have an asterisk by their name in the standings, which means that they've already clinched a playoff spot because they won the first half. So they're a team that has proven success. They have Atlantic League championships, and it's going to be exciting to see what the Rockers can do against them. As we mentioned on the YouTube pregame show, this is a team that when the Rockers saw them. The first time they opened up the ballpark here, this Rocker team hadn't been playing longer than 2 or 3 weeks together, including spring training probably. This is a whole different team, so when they play again at home, it's the last time they saw them at home. They saw them, of course, on the road in Sugarland, Texas, but when they see them again here at home, it's going to be a different feel.
It is, and see, the Rockers kind of dug themselves into a little bit of a hole today, too, by dropping 2 out of 3 to Somerset. They're now a game and a half behind Somerset in the wild card, and Somerset now has the tiebreaker as well, 7 wins to 6 in head-to-head matchups. So the big thing here for High Point is just winning games. They can't do anything head-to-head against Somerset for a little while now, so just pick up games in the win column because you know that's going to be neck and neck.
And take positive things from this series, even though the Patriots won, into your road trip, and then when you come back, on Thursday, the Rockers will be back, but like the pitching of Bowden and Irvine. And then there were some big hits throughout this series that you can be excited about. And, of course, the walk-off win on Friday night. So a lot to be excited about. It's High Point Rocker baseball. It's fun. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us. We're glad that you spent your afternoon with us. Kevin McMahon, Kendrick Fruits saying goodbye. Thanks to our great Rocker crew. We'll see you next time at BB&T Point. Final here from the ballpark, 4-1, Patriots win.